talk about it all here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button.
You know, one thing about Jaden that I've tried to talk to him about is tightening his chin strap. Because he doesn't tighten it. So every time you get hit, it looks like his helmet's all messed up. And, oh, God, he got rocked.
For the win. Caught. It's gone. LSU does it.
After fucking Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, boys. Are you kidding me?
LSU fan came stuck his finger in my booty.
That motherfucker hard.
Jan brought his 2 grandkids by and literally was just 30 seconds, just wanted to say thank you for the team and the season and what you did and how much it means to everybody here is truly what makes LSU special.
Yeah. Coach Kelly, we're official. Finally, I'm
Get a
telling you.
chance to meet you.
Thought I had to get a private audience with the Pope. There's Jordy.
Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. Yeah, you see the notification. We about to go live. We got all your favorite guests. We got them in line. It's the Jordy Culotta Show. Come have a good time.
Tearing up, answering the question, and I thought, my God, if she gets offered this job, she's going to take it.
It's just a crazy, fun time at LSU right now. Isn't this what everybody loves?
From the boot to the east to the west coast. No matter where we at, we live. Open up the phone lines. Come and join the show. Make sure you tell your friends about Jordy Culotta Show. Yeah.
Let's go! Let's go! All right. Nice start. Big day. Nice start.
It's the Jordy Culotta Show. Come have a good time.
Coach, it's great to meet you. Thanks, sir. Thank you for the time.
Welcome in and good morning as we are recovering from a long night of LSU baseball. A lot longer than expected, I believe.
Full game.
Figured that was just going to get wrapped up, done with, and it was not. But the Tigers still escaped with a win.
A barn burner in Thibodeau.
Yeah, something. LSU wins 5-3. LSU football back on the practice field yesterday. Christian was there, and Christian is back here. And we'll have a nice little Christian mingle segment today, I believe. As you can see, the little smirk on his face.
I got 2 phones.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome back, Christian. Glad to see you here this morning. Thank you for going to practice yesterday.
Of course.
We'll get into what you saw at practice yesterday. We'll see if you have any more walk-ons that stand out. And then no news on the LSU men's basketball front yesterday. LSU women's basketball, there was a little piece of news, not specifically tied to LSU, but Taniyah Latson officially makes her announcement, and it is to commit to Dawn Staley in South Carolina. So the number one scorer in the country last season, who LSU defeated in the round of 32, is now committed to South Carolina, the team that came in its second place in the national championship game. They get the number one player out of the portal. So sucks for LSU because I think a lot of fans kind of had their eyes locked in and set on Taniyah making the move to Baton Rouge and the hope that would happen. It does not. She ends up in South Carolina to add to Dawn Staley's loaded roster. But yesterday, LSU football practice, media availability was back. But we'll start with LSU baseball as they defeat Nichols 5-3 after being down 3-0 late into the game, and had me sweating just a little bit. I don't sweat too much when this baseball team is down because they have such an ability to, in the snap of a finger, swing the bat, score runs, get back in front. And they did exactly that in the seventh inning, as they had 5 runs in the seventh inning last night to erase the deficit and get ahead 5-3. And then they rode the arm of Willie Schmidt all the way through to the finish line. That's the story of the night. William Schmidt, as much as you like to see, people get on base, score run, blah, blah, blah. William Schmidt got out there in a relief appearance in high leverage innings and performed and stepped up and kept I think he kept a 0 on the scoreboard, did he not? He didn't give up any runs?
He did indeed.
So, he went out there. They were down 3-0, needed him to go out there and shut them down so that the offense could do what it did to get where it was. And that's exactly what it did. I was very impressed with Schmidt, who went out there for those, I think, final 4 innings.
4 innings, no hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, career high.
It was
all out the pen.
It was exactly what LSU needed in that game, but it's what LSU's going to need moving forward. Me and Louis were talking about it a little bit before we went live, and that was a nice sight to see if you're LSU baseball, and it's something that you hope that can be built upon and continue to move forward because you're going to need it going into later in the season.
As we were talking about before the show, eerily similar to what you saw from Cade Anderson last year, where he was dominant in the midweek and I think turned it on a little bit later on in the season when you had to have him kind of in these relief roles. It's hard to ask this, would you take that same path of what Cade Anderson gave you last year if it turns into what Cade Anderson's given you this year?
Yeah, if it turned into him being the
ace,
the ace next season, of course. And I think with this team, where you have those 5 guys on the weekend, where you have your 3 starters, and I think those 3 weekend starters are essentially set in stone at this point. And you have your 2 top guys out of the bullpen. Last night you saw a couple of guys get some run. Well, I think it was Ware, Newt, and Schmidt, and Binge. I think pitched as well. Binge got in the mix as well. You saw some of those to me are really in the group of the next 4 trying to figure out who's going to get used where, and Schmidt gets the big time performance last night, so he could be a key piece and will be a key piece moving forward. But I agree. If you can get him set up to be the ace next season, even if it means he has a couple more bumps in the road this year, you take it. But his role could be massive moving forward for LSU this season. Much more outside of the midweek. But it was nice to see him in a legitimate relief outing where it's high leverage. You need to go out there and put zeros up on the scoreboard, and that's what he did. Jay Johnson said, I have a ton of confidence in William. I think he executed at a high level a great performance from a pitcher that's very talented and is going to be very, very good. We have a lot of faith of him in him, and his role is in contributing to winning.
And especially with the way that the game started, right? You had Connor Ware go out there, fire 3 innings very, very quickly. Like like a little bit of maybe what people saw in fall ball with Connor Ware, and then it kind of got, I don't want to say off the rails, but I think he had like 20 some odd pitches going into the third, and then he gives up like a little bleeder to the shortstop. Reeves dives short, gets past him. Milam backhand stab, throws across the diamond. Great throw and like great transition from the backhand.
Great play.
Like feet still planted, made a throw, guy beats it out, and then you throw one away on a pickoff, and then you're like, this is the midweek shit that you've seen other teams do this year. Like whether it happened against LSU or you've seen it across the SEC where, like, oh, you're kind of making your head's not all the way in it. You know, you make some throws or you're not covering the bag, whatever it may be, and that's how runs are scored. And so Connor Ware, like, don't let that get it twisted as to how he pitched. And you came in and saw some good stuff. Same thing from Newt. They were all able to get 2 outs rather quickly.
Right.
And then the pitches started to pile up. Binge got you 2 strikeouts and 1 in the third. Didn't give up any runs, and he bridges the gap to Schmidt, who comes in and absolutely like closes the door.
Yeah.
You needed to have it because you're down 3-0 at this point when he comes in. And when you start getting into the 5th, because LSU was putting runners on too. I think at every inning they had the leadoff guy on except for the first where Curiel struck out. But after that, LSU left 15 runners on base against a Nichols team obviously fired up to play LSU. As it was jovial at the start.
Yes.
In the Thibodeau Dome or whatever it's called, because the people were like, oh, this is fun. Everybody, like, there's no real animosity between Nichols and LSU. They're all there. Great ball game to have in Thibodeau. And then by about the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, that crowd turned, and it turned on poor Blue, where whenever they were on the bump, it was a lot of, you're giving it to him, Blue. This is on you. And it got progressively louder and more aggressive. It was like, oh, they thought they were going to win. And it was just.
They got emotionally invested in
the
game.
Did.
They didn't plan on it beforehand.
He was drinking for 7 innings, not 9. And it turned out he drank for 9 innings.
They went in beforehand saying, you know what? It's
this will be fun.
Not going to care. Going to go enjoy some good baseball. And then you end up getting emotionally invested in the game. And that's what you start to hear as the emotions start to rise and the booze starts to flow.
Then the boos start to flow. But that's the best part about like SEC Network Plus and the coverage, because that microphone was basically in that guy's lap. And I was like, oh, I'm watching the game with him.
You would have thought he was holding it.
Yeah. But for Schmidt to come in, fire 4 hits of no-hit ball, only walk 2, strike out 8, I think that's where you start to get the idea of, okay, these are the guys that obviously Jay has circled to be one of the 2 out the pen. Like we thought it would be Jaden Newt to get that opportunity over the weekend. Obviously didn't have to have him. But if Schmidt can step up in that role and be one of the guys on, whether it be now after he threw 61 pitches, I would imagine you won't see him until Sunday. But you do have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So he has Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He has 4 days to essentially come in and give you something.
Right. And at this point, Sunday is the day that you're kind of looking at.
That's the one that you need him for.
Yes, because Friday and Saturday with Cowan and Evans, you're sitting in a very good spot. Sunday is the day that's kind of circled as LSU's got to find who's going to step up after Chase Shores. You know, because Chase Shores has had plenty of outings where he's gotten up high in the pitch count relatively early. And so you need people that can eat innings on Sunday. And if Schmidt and Newt can come in and do that, and Ware, you know, to me, those 3 are all 3 guys you saw last night are 3 of the guys at the top of the list of that's who we need to step up in these bullpen outings. And so it was nice to see Schmidt do that in a high-leverage relief outing where he comes in 4 innings, no hits, 2 walks, 8 Ks.
Yeah, I don't know if the game goes this. And you're always waiting for what we said, I guess, throughout the last couple of weeks. Has been with LSU's offense, you're waiting for that crooked number. It can come at any point, and it seemingly has whenever they start gathering walks, get hits, or get people on base, and then that lineup is so impossible to not. There's no breaks. There's no way to be like, all right, I feel comfortable in this spot, and you see Stanfield once again deliver. You see Jake Brown deliver, Ethan Fry.
Yeah, I mean, it was the bottom of the lineup that scored the runs.
Yep, and if you'd have said, like, last year, I don't know if that ever even happened.
No. I mean, it's not Curiel and Bear and Dickinson that were there scoring all the runs. I mean, it was Big John Pearson got in, got an AB, got walked, gets on base.
And he got to stay. He got to run.
Yeah, he got to run the bases.
I thought for sure. And I'm sure
He's gonna get
he
pinned.
moseyed over to first, like, you're all going to, like, I'm going to get to keep going?
I guarantee he gets on first base, he's like.
Looking. He's doing the Roger Dornall Major
Yes.
League. Get a couple, like, I earned this. I'm staying.
Gets to stay on base, scores. But, yeah, I mean, you get to see
they
Big
would
John
station to
get out
station
there.
when he got out there, though.
Yep.
There was no taking extra
Come
one.
on.
And Jay got creative with the offense.
Yes.
You saw Bear Jones play third. You saw Jake Brown play first and right. And then Luis Hernandez pinch hit and obviously came in to catch. But moving some people around. And you can see, obviously, a game where you can learn something, right? Like,
Yes.
you use some of these opportunities to be able to take some chances and see what it looks like in a real game scenario of, if I actually ever have to do this in a high leverage spot, at least you've done it before.
Right.
Like, you've gotten some reps. Like, if you look up and you're in a game 3 of a super regional and it's the first time you're trotting Bear Jones over to third, people are going to lose their goddamn mind.
Right, yeah.
Like, be like, what are you doing?
I remember everybody's faces when it happened against North Dakota, where everybody was like, I couldn't imagine if it would have happened against Texas.
Bear, you lost.
Buddy, what are you? The umpire's like, buddy, what are you doing over here?
I can't see a thing. But to see that is like, you can learn from these games, and I think you saw, like, people are going to be pissed about Jake Brown, as hot as he's swinging it, to go and have a suicide squeeze play and him pop up the bunt and it doubles you out, like doubles you off, and you're out the inning. But that's a situation later in life and later in this baseball season, you're going to have the opportunity to do it again.
Yeah.
Like that's saying, like, this isn't going anywhere. I'm not just trying to put you out there. I know it's nickels and you're swinging a hot bat, and this would be easier for probably you to just swing away here. With one out, man on third, I know you can get him in. I have that much faith in you.
Yes.
Let's see if we can do this. And in a tight spot,
Work on something.
we're going to have to manufacture runs at some point. And so I think that was the biggest, like, takeaway from all of this.
Yeah. So LSU.
Aside from Schmidt.
Yes, aside from Schmidt. LSU takes care of business last night in Thibodaux as they win 5-3 over Nichols after an electric 7th inning where they raced the 3-0 deficit, score all 5 runs, and improve to 31-3 on the season with their 9th straight win last night. LSU will not be returning to home. The road trip will continue as they will take on Auburn this weekend. And actually, Sammy Dutton
Yeah.
is
Projected Friday night guy.
yeah, is the ace for Auburn. Former Tiger Sammy Dutton, and LSU obviously has a former Auburn Tiger and Chris Stanfield, who's playing well for them as well. So there'll be some familiar faces this weekend.
I always knew Sammy had it in him.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
You saw those glasses and you knew he had it?
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I think Sammy had a little in the tank where it obviously got to some points where you're like, oh, let's see the Sammy Dutton roller coaster ride's about to, like, pull
Yeah,
the lever.
let's go.
But when he came in, like, when he's throwing it and he's on, he's electric.
Right. Well, and Jay obviously had trust in him because, like, you would try to see.
We
like,
wouldn't know who he is.
Who's going to start on Sunday? Who's going to – and, you know, kind of time after time, it would end up being Sammy Dutton on the bump starting games. So now he is Auburn's ace. Will be some familiar faces on Friday and throughout the weekend as LSU takes on Auburn. Christian is here this morning, was not with us yesterday. You see the young man here. He's had a busy couple of days. You know, he's been covering. He's going to practice in the morning for us, still in school. He's such a hard worker, you know, and now he's adding another layer to his life.
This better not interfere with
a
anything.
Time commitment.
Yeah.
As Christian is no longer a single man.
No. And first of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank my family. But most importantly, I want to thank you two for helping me become the man I am in the chat.
The opposite of what I said
chat,
to do.
for always believing in me. Thank you.
For the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be spending my time
With
committed.
Won't dox myself.
Good choice. That's a good idea. But yes, Christian is no longer on the market, ladies.
Yeah,
Sorry.
missed your shot.
Sorry you missed your opportunity.
But the transfer portal does exist.
It does.
Always.
It does. There's tampering here and there.
Oh, yeah.
You can tamper if you want to tamper.
Test that man's faith.
Temptation Island.
Yeah, tap the
I
rod
love
3
that
times.
show. Watch the entirety of
Porky!
it. Yes.
Porky!
Avid Too Hot to Handle watcher as well.
Oh, yeah?
You're going to have to change all of this.
Yeah.
She's not going to let you watch some girls
gonna
with
watch it
double
with
D's
me.
run around the beach and slap cheeks.
She's going to watch it with me.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Could be the play.
But yeah, it better
Could be
not,
the move.
It better not get
Or
in
maybe
the,
we go to one of the islands.
She already went to the island, bro.
No, what if we participate in one of the challenges?
She already did, brother.
Yeah, you just weren't there.
Really?
You were Montoya.
You were Montoya in the Puerto Rico.
How'd you do it? Would you get on one knee?
Yeah.
2
Can
knees?
you ask Lloyd? Lloyd is her. Ask him to be your girlfriend.
I'm not doing this.
Or a Christian?
Ask him. Ask him. How you got to
We like a
react?
spot of tea.
Y'all aren't getting this out of me. The way
Why?
it was accomplished.
You stutter.
What do you mean,
You
why?
turn
What
red.
do you mean? What? Yeah.
No, I didn't go red. I only go red on the show because
Okay.
there's like 90 people watching. You know?
Right.
Or 100, however many it is.
It's 112 right now. Listen to you talk
Nice.
about your relationship.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it's like a. Yeah.
Fair
Did you
enough.
go get cream? You wanna
Ice
do the
cream?
ice cream date?
No, we'll do that later. We did sushi though.
Oh, dangerous.
Yeah, $45 down the drain.
There you go.
Get used to that too, brother.
Yeah, I mean, don't start complaining about it now. This is just the beginning, my friend.
Yeah, gonna need a.
Gonna need to up in that paycheck.
Gonna need employment.
Gonna need that paycheck to get
Well,
bumped up, huh?
Well, maybe if you play this right, coming from a band who has been living off the teat for quite a while, maybe you just got yourself 2 incomes.
There you go.
Supplementary income. What do her
possibly.
parents do?
Yeah.
Are
You
her parents rich?
No, but
No.
Oh,
we'll
get
be
rid
all
of
right.
her.
She's in school she's in the medical field for school.
I think so.
There
something
you
like
go.
that.
Oh, you better got to figure all this out.
Yeah, you got to get these
Like
things
PT,
lined up.
would that count?
Yes,
Nah.
yes.
Let's up those numbers. I need to see an MD.
Let's find our way to
You're in
med
pre-med
school,
now.
please.
Put her in pre-med.
Yeah.
You're in pre-med now.
Carl Dunn,
I'm
Christian's
accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
NIL was with Surge Entertainment. Mm-hmm. Did Christian propose to her on the 9th hole at Celebration Station? Good one, Brian. Someone call Hayes Fawcett. We need a graphic. We should make one. That would be funny. No longer single. Taken.
Taken.
One of those, what is it, the on-3 graphics? Where
Yeah,
it
that just has the one
fired.
word. Yeah. Well, especially whenever they break up, we just get the single.
Yes, because it's going to happen.
He has hit the portal.
Yeah.
Portal.
Portal.
Gone portaling.
But Christian has cut into his time as he's now in a relationship. But he still made time for us this morning and to get out of the practice field yesterday morning. Christian, did you have any major observations from practice yesterday morning? I know that Sadir Mitchell went down. There hasn't been much put out about the injury. I roamed the interwebs quite in depth yesterday as I saw the video Christian got. He actually sent us a text yesterday as well that Sydir went down. I was trying to figure out if they had any sort of announcement, any sort of news. I saw Lon put out a small little write-up on it. But Christian, you were there. Did you see what happened with Sadir? Did it look super serious, or was it something that you feel like was relatively not that bad?
Yeah, they were just going through like the regular, I think 2-on-2, or they were getting double teamed, and Sadir went down on one of them. And it was unfortunate because he was on the other side of the field, which is where we couldn't see because we were on the ground that day. Like we were on the ground yesterday.
Yeah.
And we can't see really over all those linemen and stuff. We're small, whatever. If we were up high, though, we might have been able to see better. But it looked like something with his right leg. I don't know exactly what it was. But, I mean, other than that, they had another good practice. Kyle Williams, I feel like, brings the energy every single day. I mean, he's in their faces.
I mean, that was right in front of you guys, the offensive line, defensive line.
I was trying to get other video, and I was like, man, I don't need to. Like, this is gold right here.
Yeah, it's good content.
And I saw you posted the 2 clips of it. But
Yep.
I mean,
Kyle Williams has one clip where you can hear him hit an attaboy
Yeah.
which just rolled off the tongue strong. And it definitely caught my eye when I was going through the clips you got.
Yeah, him and Brad Davis are definitely the loudest two coaches in practice. I mean,
getting after it.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, there's Sydir Mitchell down, getting talked to and worked on, trying to get back from I think he just got wrapped up. It was the double team drill where it's one D lineman versus two offensive linemen, and he goes down. He gets folded up. His knee was what seemed to be hurt. We don't know how serious or unserious it is, but he did go to the stationary bike later, and we got off of the bike. He moved much better. Obviously, that's something you don't want to see injuries. To me, when you're looking at spring practice, really the things you want to see more than anything is everyone get through it healthy, because that's the biggest thing with spring is you want reps, you want people out on the field, you want meshing, you want bonding, you want all of that. You don't want to see people get hurt, right? And that was the one thing that so far through spring LSU hadn't really struggled with was injuries. People hadn't really gone down. People were coming back from injuries. When you talk about Jacoby and Guillory was back on the field yesterday in pads, getting some work in as he's recovering from that Achilles last year. But you don't want to see people get hurt. And so obviously you're hoping Sydir Mitchell's injury is not too major, because he's been impressive so far through spring. From everything everyone said, from watching the clips, he has been a bright spot for LSU so far this spring. You know, the spring game open practice deal will be on Saturday. I think y'all get back on the field tomorrow. I think there's practice tomorrow morning. So Christian will be back out there tomorrow getting a look at all of it once again. But so far through the spring, it's been an impressive period of time for LSU. When you just talk about the talent that's on that roster, I think it's safe to say that this is the most talented roster BK has had. Yeah. LSU, especially the deepest. When you just look at a position like tight end, I think that's one that stood out so far through spring because of the sheer size and talent in that room. When you talk about Trey Green, who is just an unbelievable talent, and then you pair that with Bauer Sharp, who's kind of a change of pace but still extremely talented, and Donovan Green, who's been very talented throughout his time at Texas A&M before the injury. So it'll be it's been a good spring so far for LSU, and you hope that the injury bug stays away so that they can get to fall camp, get back fully healthy, get rocking and rolling. This is a look at some of these 102 drills here. Kyle Williams watching. Is this the attaboy? Mm-hmm. Good. This is the best. It just rolls off the tongue. Like, it just play it again. Play it one more time. To me, like, it is such it's a strong coach move. Attaboy! God, it's good stuff. But Kyle Williams looks right at home.
If that ain't a Southern white, I never heard one.
I mean, he looks right at home. Back in the trenches working with these guys.
God, you imagine being a scramble partner in golf?
Yeah.
Attaboy!
Attaboy! Or could it be the opposite?
No.
Could be much different.
Sam Hill.
Yep. But
shit fire.
But yeah, offensive line, defensive line continue to get into it. One of the things people continue to bring up about practice is DJ Chester still being the starting center. And it was something that me and Lloyd touched on before the show this morning. Just the fact that, obviously you don't want to look too much into the depth chart with spring football, because that's not truly what spring is about. But the fact that DJ Chester and these guys that are returning didn't just kind of let these transfers come in and take jobs, and instead they've kind of stood their ground and looked good so far through the spring period. So it's going to be interesting to see how that offensive line kind of comes together come fall camp into the start of the season on August 30th against Clemson.
Starting to see Nick Anderson work into the fold a little bit, which a little surprised to see that he's still
working back.
Yeah, it felt like all of the reports, or like when it happened, it was early on in Oklahoma's season, and it felt like this was an early kind of
Opt out.
Opt out. Maybe
Yeah.
I should get in the portal because you saw, and it's not just him. I think Oklahoma at one point had 5 wide receivers that were listed
Yes.
on the injury report, and it was for like 7 straight weeks. And that's how you get a Bauer Sharp to be the leading receiver on your team. So you didn't have any. It's not that he's not talented; you just didn't have anybody else to throw it to. And so I'm a little surprised to see him just kind of now working back a little bit and getting more to the first team because I think that's somebody that, as loaded as that wide receiver room is, I felt like that was probably just because of what LSU had added already, one of the bigger gets in the portal, considering what you needed, quote unquote. You were looking for a big-bodied wide receiver as opposed to having the Berrien Browns,
Right.
Aaron Anderson, like go down the list of kind of the
speedy guys.
Yeah, the east to west guys.
Lateral.
Like you need a big body third down type wide receiver. Nick Anderson is that, and so I feel like people were as excited as anybody to get from the portal. So, but when you go down the list of the weapons, like you expect this LSU offense to be able to put up points, even with what we thought would be an offensive line that would be moving around. It feels like some guys don't want to give up their spot so easily.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's funny just forgetting that development is a thing. And DJ Chester is not going to be the same offensive lineman he was last year as a redshirt freshman getting ushered in as the starting center. He's not going to be the same player going into his redshirt sophomore season. To me, the offensive line is one of the biggest. I think Wolfgang said in the chat, the OL has to gel. That's the biggest unknown, along with injury recovery from Perk/Witt. 100%. I mean, this is going to be, you're losing 4 of the 5 from last year when you're talking about starters. There's 4 of the, Dellinger, Frazier, Jones, Campbell going into the NFL. You need that unit to gel, and when you have the transfers coming in, you want to see them get up into the fold. So far, they haven't. It's been returning guys like Chester, Adams, Eccles, Davis, and down the list, Bordelon as well. And now you have more that you've tried to add in. The center from Virginia Tech, Thompson's finally here from Northwestern. Those guys, when you got them out of the portal, you expected them to slide right in and start and be on that first 5. Obviously, like I said, you don't want to look too into the depth chart in spring, but it will be very, very interesting to see what it looks like, the difference it is from now to when we get back to fall camp in August, because you want that group of 4 to really mesh and work well together so that they can lead LSU in the way that they need, because LSU needs that. Nussmeier needs protection. LSU needs to be able to run the football, and that all starts with those 5 guys. And obviously extends into the tight ends and who you put out there, but those 5 guys are unbelievably important when you don't have a super mobile quarterback back there. Nussmeier wants time to use his arm. He needs a run game to buy him time in different spots and to improve in the red zone. That starts with those 5 guys on the front. And it will be huge to see the way that they're able to use this springtime with the returners and with the transfers coming in to see what happens. Because you could have 5 brand new faces on that line come August 30th when you're looking at from last year to this year. The past 3 seasons for LSU, you've had a lot of familiar faces because you had Emory Jones and Will Campbell come in as freshmen and start on that line. Miles Frazier is a transfer that came in and started for 2 seasons. Dellinger is a guy that's been on the line for a very long time. You've had a lot of familiar faces. This will be the season where that's not the case, and you want to see these 5 guys gel pretty quickly. And so as much as like I said, you don't want to look into the depth, I do think there's something to look into about the 5 guys that are out there consistently now, because you are trying to get them to gel so that you're not trying to make up for lost time come August. So,
well, and when it comes to the DJ Chester, Braylon Moore thing, don't be – I feel like this is what LSU fans do. Well, now that you bring in Braylon Moore, and if DJ Chester starts, it's going to be much maligned DJ Chester, where he's not going to be a fan favorite, or they're going to look for little things to point out and be like, why'd you bring the transfer if you're not going to play him? Lest you forget, DJ Chester is 6'5", 335.
Mm-hmm.
Braylon Moore, 6'3", 290. Like, there's a reason that DJ Chester was. Don't forget who LSU recruits. Don't forget who LSU gets. Like, you're getting highly skilled, massive offensive line pieces that you're asking a man that's 6'5", 335 to play center. He's one of the tallest centers probably, I would say, certainly in the SEC, if not the country. 6'5" is a brute at center. And so to give him time to be able to, I guess, evolve, if you will.
Right.
But that's why I think everybody entertains the idea of moving him to guard, where you can get him moving and have him not have to worry about playing center when you have an established vet like Braylon Moore who's done it time in and time out and played the position. So I get the pros and cons of it all. But to think that DJ Chester should be playing offensive line or is just going to get a spot taken, like Braylon Moore had to walk in that locker room and be like, good Lord.
Right.
Because that's everybody that LSU's recruited. Cohen Eccles. Like, go down the list.
The way Brad Davis has done it.
Yeah, these are guys that are huge coups that you were able to pull off, and that's been Brad Davis's probably biggest calling card at LSU to this point is his recruiting aspect of being able to get talent in the room. What have we said about the offensive line since he's been here?
Right.
And it's like he just keeps stacking talent. At some point, you were going to have to play him.
Yeah, I mean, going
Will
down
Campbell
the list
can't be
now.
here forever.
Yeah, going down the list now. Carius Kern, 6'5", 335. Tyler Miller, 6'5", 337. Paul Mabanga, 6'5", 315. Solomon Thomas, 6'4", 325. Bo Bordelon, 6'6", 305. Tyree Adams, 6'7", 310. Ethan Callaway, 6'7", 308. Braden Augustus, 6'2", 305. Weston Davis, 6'6", 317. Ori Williams, 6'8", 335. Cohen Eccles, 6'3", 316. DJ Chester, 6'6", 320. Braylon Moore, 6'2", 300. So, I mean, there is a size difference when you're looking at the transfer guys compared to the guys that Brad Davis has gone out there and recruited consistently. He has a prototype that he likes. And from going down those numbers, I would say it's about 6'5", 325 is around about what he likes. And when DJ Chester was coming out of high school, he was a 4-star, number 7 interior offensive line in the country, number 9 player in Georgia, which is obviously a very, very good state of football. So yeah, I mean, don't be down on DJ just because he had a rough and bumpy redshirt freshman year. He's not just going to roll over and let somebody take his job, and that size and mobility is something that's going to be important for LSU. It just comes down to can he handle all of those jobs that a center has to do, because now LSU is missing Will Campbell. They have to find somebody on that group of 5 that can lead and handle those sorts of things that you had Charles Turner do when he was here. You lose him, you move Chester up. Will Campbell takes over those jobs. Well, now you need someone on the line that can handle the mental aspect as well as blocking the guy in front of me and taking care of what that needs to be taken care of. So it's going to be a huge, huge offseason for that group of 5. And the guys even deeper than just the first 5, because LSU needs it going into next season. It's going to be uber important for LSU's success is how those 5 guys perform. And outside of that, it's a very skilled offense. And obviously on the flip side, the defense, I think, is just as important because it doesn't stand out quite as much with the new faces because there are a lot of returners defensively on that front. But when you get away from the front 7, that defensive backfield is completely rebuilt. And I was thinking about it on the way here this morning, Lloyd. Dude, how many of the games that you look back last year for LSU, they go 8-4, so they lose 4 games. Out of those 4, how many games do you believe the defense lost on its own? Or not really on its own, but you feel like the defense was the letdown. Like if you start with game 1, USC, was it the defense's fault that they lost that game?
No.
When you look at loss number 2, Texas A&M.
No.
Loss number 3, Alabama.
Well, I say no to Texas A&M. I think that was something that I don't think it mattered if
it was
you
a mixed
had,
bag.
Well, yeah, you can't put the defense in those positions
Right.
time after
field.
time after time, and then you could have had 11 Lawrence Taylors out there if you didn't know if you didn't put them in the right spot to do what they're supposed to do, I don't think it would have mattered because you got out-schemed that game. You got out-coached. I don't think it was a talent issue. I think it was I can't even call it a surprise issue. I just think it was the lack of adjusting issue. So I don't really put that on the players as much as it would be easy to do. I don't think that was a defensive loss. I think they got put in a couple of bad spots by their offense, and then it all happened very quickly.
Okay, and then you move to loss number 3, Alabama.
That's on the D.
I would say that's
same
defense.
thing.
That's the defense. And then number 4 to Florida.
What were the numbers against Florida? Because LSU should have won that football game. They outplayed them, and
yes. I think LSU's issue, they couldn't score in the red zone.
Yeah, right.
If I remember.
I mean, DJ Lagway, 226 for a touchdown. And then he had 6 carries for 65 yards. So you didn't really give up a ton.
No, you scored
Elijah
16
Badger
points.
had 6 catches for 131. So you could put that on if you want to put that on the defense, you can. But it didn't really, you couldn't score.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the second half, you put up a 6 spot. And LSU ended up giving up 14 in the fourth.
I mean, you outgained Florida 390 to 339.
So, I mean, if you're looking at that and last season in a year that the defense wasn't as talented as it is going into next year, and your defense really didn't lose you games the way it had in 2023 and going back to 2020, and, the way it did the year before, really, in 2023, because that defense lost a game. Like, Ole Miss lost that game. Florida State, it was a mix of both. It tried to lose the Missouri game.
Right.
Go down the list. Alabama's the only game you look at last season and you say the defense didn't step up to the plate in that game. It won you the Ole Miss game. And you expect a more talented group on the defensive side of the ball going into next season. I think the expectations are going to be much higher.
Oh, especially with the people that you brought in. You have, obviously you lose your defensive line coach, but you feel good about bringing in Kyle Williams and letting him do his deal. It's not like he's out of his depth coaching defensive line for LSU. Hell, it probably feels like old hat for him.
Yes.
From the player that he was to having coaching experience. I know it's high school, but he wasn't just coaching defensive line. He's not your normal high school coach that you bring up to LSU. I think this is a very specific case. And you bring in players to work with your defensive line, your new defensive line coach. Kevin Peoples is back. Blake Baker in year 2.
Yep.
That makes a huge difference to me. You add talent around you with DJ Pickett, Corey Raymond back. You have some semblance of stability where you didn't have to. That was an entirely new staff coaching a new defense for him last year. This year it feels like you have a little bit of stability. These people are probably going to be here for a while, as opposed to instant turnover like you had, and the talent that you brought into the transfer portal. There's no reason that they shouldn't be better. DJ Pickett is one of the biggest gets you can add to a defense, regardless of which team you're on. Anybody would plug and play him.
Anybody.
And so that's an immediate add. Pyburn feels like somebody that's going to make a difference for you defensively. The development of Ahmad Bro, of 5-star Dominic McKinley, and and then Rutherford, I think is going to be huge this year. And so you have the talent it feels like on the front end. Whether you lost players, but it feels like you had guys kind of waiting in the wings to take over some of those spots. Second level defense is the one part that nobody's really worried about.
Yeah.
When you look at the Weeks brothers, Harold Perkins coming back, those are skilled guys that you don't really have to. You don't have as many questions there. And then on the back end, I think the only question mark still remains is safety.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest question mark right now for LSU. And I think if they did end up dipping their hand in the spring portal window, that would be the position they would add. Outside of that, I don't really see them doing anything in the spring window. But LSU football spring practice continues on. Christian will be back out there tomorrow morning. And then obviously the open practice will be Saturday, April 12th for LSU football, and they'll do the autographs and stuff after. Lloyd, I love the shirt, the sweatshirt you're wearing this morning.
I was just saying I spilled on it.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a little orange Gatorade mishap. I don't think you can see it on the camera. That's what's great about wearing gray, brother.
There you go. Row back. Go to,
even when it's dirty, it's clean.
Go Tigers. RHOBACK.com. Code Tigers for 20% off. I got the DM from my guy for the bracket challenge yesterday. The winner, we'll be shipping that shirt out to him soon. But make sure if you want to match me and Lloyd on a morning like this morning.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we're rocking.
We're twinning.
We are twinning. We're twinning and winning this morning as we pet the dog
and
are matching.
We got 2 pups in here.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, they're just hanging out.
Why don't you try to bite that dog?
Pass. Not getting canceled. Christian can try. Christian, bite that.
Bite that cannon.
That cannon you've got.
Kiss my badge?
Yeah. No, bite it.
I don't want to bite the badge.
Don't use your hands. You just have to use your.
Yeah, go for it.
I kiss the badge.
Okay,
well, try to kiss it without your hands.
How do
Pet that dog. Oh, God, he's a carnivore. Peter's going to come straight to this office.
Well done piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's high quality.
That's how you test the quality.
That's how you test the quality. Roback even has high quality paper.
Man has a girlfriend. Paper eater.
Wayward Wolf wants to name the show Bootworks.
Oh, with an X?
Bootworks. WURX.
It sounds like we work in construction.
Sounds like a Pilates.
Welcome in here to Bootworks.
Bootworks.
Well, you better not have no soft hands coming through those doors, boy.
I want to feel the calluses on your hands.
I want to shake your hand.
I want to shake your
I
hand.
want to feel that callus.
Let me feel that callus.
From working your blue-collar job from 6 a.m.
I love a terrorist.
to midnight.
We got too many soft boys here that don't want to work in a factory.
Been handling these fence posts all morning.
Yeah.
And I don't work outside, boy.
You pick yourself up
Give
by
me a cigarette.
Pick yourself up by your boot works.
Who's got Marlboro Reds?
And
anybody got some Copenhagen?
I need a dip and a big beer.
I need about 30 on the diesel, a pack of Marlboro Reds, and a can of that Copenhagen mint thin cut.
I swear to God, if you
Where's
forgot
my monster?
Where's Christian on the line?
That would be that's the Bootworks
Bootworks.
podcast. Yep. Thank you very much, Wayward Wolf.
Go 75
Deliver for
hard.
debt. Got sandpaper hands. He's in.
That's right.
There we go. Fonz, he is a kid. He has no idea of the arm across and bite your ear. Can you bite your ear, Christian?
Lick your elbow.
Wait, what?
Goodness.
Yeah.
Lucky girl.
Flexible
I
man.
got a long tongue. Look at this.
Oh.
Touching the nose, baby. Check it out.
Man, she's regretting her decision right now.
Do it again. Come on, Gene
Oh,
Simmons.
this is disgusting.
Oh, that's a.
That is filthy.
Why are we zooming in on this, man?
Cut it out. So.
Have you ever picked your nose with your tongue?
Of course, that's what I used to do as a little kid.
Yeah, that's how you knew you could do it. Yeah, you disgusting.
You filthy
And
monster.
I think as you get older, your nose grows and your ears grow.
And your balls get longer.
Awesome. I mean, bang, bang. You know.
Yeah, all three good things.
Bang,
Yeah.
bang.
Until you
probably gross,
till you sit and gum on an airport.
I don't get it.
When you sit on your own testicles.
Sit and
Oh,
gum.
shit.
You've never
Yeah.
seen sit and gum?
So that just means to sit on your balls?
Yeah.
Really? That's kind of funny. They have to be sweaty for them to be sticky too. So I guess they'd have to be sweaty.
Yeah, they got
guess
some
so.
talcum powder all over them.
Lee White, where's Jordy been at? Jordy's gone.
Peace.
That's what you came here for.
Yeah.
Wrong place. Wrong place. This is not the Jordy.
You don't want
Culotta
to sit
show.
and gum with us?
We're renaming. Cordell doesn't. He said, "Yeah, go to commercial." LOL. But Jordy's at a resort in Thailand. I forget which one. We're gonna ask Jacques about that resort in Thailand. Is he in
Waiting
for
for
this morning?
confirmation.
Waiting for confirmation this morning for Jacques. But we will take a quick commercial break right now, as the show got off the rails a tad bit. As you just watched Christian lick his nose live here this morning. So we'll take a quick break here, get these commercials run, and we'll have everything set and rocking and rolling for hour number 2.
Red Stick Sports.
It's a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones.
Well, the Oscar Andrews Sports Medicine Institute collaborative effort was an idea from Dr. Andrews and myself to bring together two great names, the Andrews name and the Ochsner name, to elevate the quality of care for athletes in the state of Louisiana, where he's from.
I always thought I would come back to Louisiana and practice orthopedics with my subspecialty being sports medicine. This was an opportunity through Ochsner's to come back and work the entire state to help develop and take sports medicine to a new level.
As an orthopedic surgeon, what this means in the future in terms of, access for our community to the type of care that Dr. Andrews pioneered, words can't describe how valuable that is.
Ochsner has a great opportunity here to really grow, and Dr. Burnham, of course, is the mainstay of making that happen. If you want to have first-class sports medicine care, check in with Dr. Burnham and his group, and you'll be more than impressed and pleased.
48 Insurance Agency, established in 1946, helping you with your home, auto, commercial, life and health insurance needs. Around in Baton Rouge at 4275 Government Street and online at 48agency.com. Whatever insurance you're in the market for, home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health, get in touch with 48 Insurance Agency, 48agency.com, or give them a call at 225-383-0682. 48 Agency.
Get Gordon and get it done. Yeah, everybody know Gordon in a 225, and he done leave with Big Four. He got buku ties, Ferrari sliding, flying in a new coupe ride. And every time I ride by, I see a brand new sign. I'm with Gordon, I know that he gon' get it done. Whether it's a big truck crash or a hit and run, recovery funds he fighting to get a ton. Mike Epps, man, we all about the Benjamin. Handling injuries, man, are you kidding me? Gordon McKernan, that's champion energy. Yeah, family man with a family plan. Get Gordon, he gon' fix it like a handyman. Get Gordon and get it done.
Welcome to Trifecta.
Trifecta Sports Therapy in Baton Rouge. Recover, repair, restore. At Trifecta, they believe in total body wellness. Trifecta gets the body back to its full potential. Whether you're a youth or pro athlete, a pre or postnatal mom, or if you lead an active lifestyle or a senior citizen, Trifecta has the class, the sports massage, the sports therapist, the stretch therapist, or the equipment like infrared sauna, cold plunges, and golf simulators to find your best. Find Trifecta online at trifectasportstherapy.com or check out the beautiful facility today, 8221 Goodwood. Trifecta Sports Therapy.
Hey, Tiger fans, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, make sure to visit us, Tom and Wright Granning, at Go Mart on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need on your trip.
Located at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on your left.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
Got chores that need some extra muscle, but a large piece of equipment is overkill? That's what John Deere compact utility tractors were made for. Powerful enough for the work you need to do. Compact enough for how you need to do it. Find the equipment that's right for you at Sunshine Quality Solutions. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Hey, Chino. Cut my headphones up, bro. You right there? Now I'm focused on getting deposits. Evil in the way, now I'm just driving around it. They said I need a soul searching, I already found it. I unlocked my other side, now I'm sounding astounded. Drive by and let it ride like a whip in a Tesla. Pressure never fazed me, cause I'm bigger than pressure. I'm on my grind, bullshit, can't fit on my schedule. I'ma do what's best with me, you can keep all your lectures. Spend the summer stacking bread, might be gone to November. Pulling up like Trey Young just to freeze up December. I got niggas on the blood like traditional sinners. OGs love me, so I hang with traditional winners. I took a break for a minute, I had to go charge up. Had to focus on my business, I'm coming back smarter. Heat up DJ, tell them go like I'm dropping the Carter. Coming back like KD, it's time to go.
But Joe's is getting some real run from that pick as Jared Jones waits for the players. Porta-John during the game. Cheeked up, man.
Yeah.
It gets lost in the sauce with everything else in this picture. That is stout.
Oh, yeah, that's A1. A1 dumper.
A1 dumper,
He
man.
didn't have to do the hover. He just plop on down.
Just come on, sit on down, brother. What, dude?
You're the one that was talking about it all break.
Yeah, the whole
I wasn't
time we had
talking
that
about the
picture
A1
up.
dumper he had.
The
I
whole
was talking about
time-
the fan next to him. Then I was talking about the brand of the porta potty.
Nah, I heard you talking about his butt, Christian.
I didn't mention his arse.
But yeah,
I've never seen a scene like this before. I mean, it's no shade toward Nichols. I wouldn't
Not at all.
imagine them to have a player's restroom or like an easy path to get into the locker room or the clubhouse, as they call it. But hey, the funniest thing about this entire thing that nobody's mentioned, he's wearing his helmet.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to happen when you go into a Porta-John, man.
I mean, where does he hand it off to, or do you just go in there with it? Like, I'm keeping this thing on.
Well, you just wear it. Yeah.
He's locked into the game, dude.
I mean, when he comes back out of the Porta-John,
ready to play.
he could be on deck.
You think he brought his glove? One of the two.
He's got his mitt, a
yeah.
sliding mitt.
Oh, you make your catcher's mitt.
Yep.
Who took that picture? That's such a funny.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, great play by the photographer to be like, I think
What do you
Jared
mean you
Jones
think?
is going to the
Yeah.
Porta-John.
He's still here.
Take that pic.
Snag a dog.
It's unbelievable. Biggest Bear has an absolute dump truck.
Absolutely, dude.
Kind of
Ass and
crazy.
ankles.
He's got to use a Porta-John. Nothing against Nichols.
No, man, and this is very accommodating in my mind. It's
Yeah, I
thought of
mean, it's got a
everything.
lock. When you see that little lock right there.
Yeah, they got a lock. They have a guy with a key. Now, don't lock it back because Noah did bring up something that could have been.
Yeah, I mean, look at the lock.
Look at the lock.
Yeah, no, I mean, it could get real rowdy with some fans that see your best player go into the Porta-John and decide to use it and go, you know what we could do right now? We could flip it.
You could tip it.
You could go push that thing over.
And do you want to see a bear on the loose?
Covered in...
Oh, my... Blue.
Ugh. Blue shite.
That would be one person.
Pass.
Dude, oh, my God. If you did that to Bear Jones, or if you did it as a bit and didn't know he was in there, be like, oh, this couldn't be worse. You'd be like Dumb and Dumber whenever Lloyd goes to the bathroom and if you want some horny man action at meet at this stall, then it's exactly the right time and it's Seabass that goes in there. And it's like, oh, no.
Oh, no. Bada bing, bada boom. Construction on a new clubhouse is about to break ground. The new clubhouse will be very nice.
No doubt.
So
Like,
the
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the Porta-Johns are just a
temporary fix for a permanent solution.
There you go. But it was a great piece of content. Just the timing of that coming out, because that was right around the 7th inning, I feel.
This is what sparked the rally.
And it sparks the rally. Sabrion Green hates using a porta potty. Now, I don't ever want to go two in a porta potty.
No.
In a Porta-John.
Yeah, I imagine this is a peace scenario.
It's got to be. Porta-Johns are essentially that's a number one. It's essentially just a big urinal.
Yeah, good. Thank
You don't wanna
God
go two in that
Cason
thing.
Evans doesn't have to pitch in these midweek games because he has to dump out before every time he goes.
Dumps out before every game.
Yeah, so they've had to go get him a couple of times. Where,
So he goes during the game before he has to go out.
Right when he starts, if they call his name and it's
He's like, okay.
He throws 3 pitches. He's like, again? And
Nice.
he's like, now it's just a thing. And I know I expect it, but I think it was Missouri.
That's crazy.
And he's like, where is he? And like, oh, get the walkie-talkie, take it with you.
Yep.
Which is a terrifying proposition. I mean, that's supposed to be a relaxing experience.
Yeah.
And instead, you are raced against the clock because you get a pitch violation.
I'll tell you what, that's good for a real competitor, a true competitor.
Yeah, that's true.
Get the adrenaline
timer,
flowing.
yeah, I guess
See if
you
I can knock this thing out before I got to go out there.
Yeah, that would be a real Daredevil movie. You started waiting longer and longer.
yeah. See if I can wait this out a little bit longer this time.
Rally dump.
Does a bear poop in the woods, Lloyd?
Oh.
It does poop in a porta-john. But it was funny, the timing of that. It sparked the rally as Bear goes to the porta-john mid-game. It was a great piece of photography.
Yeah, but aside from Cason, I feel like that's never happened.
What?
I don't think that's a thing. I feel like when you play a sport, unless you're wildly ill, that's not happening. Even your body shuts that part away.
Yeah, no.
Baseball, you could have to pee. You probably waited. He's like, oh, God damn it, I have to go. I have to go. I can't wait anymore. Let's just go do this thing. Or you wanted to change up the juju. But I've never once had to sprint back to the clubhouse and be or to even pee.
Well, that's what blew my mind when I was
at halftime
this past season coaching high school ball. How many of the guys during games would be like, I got to go run to the bathroom real quick. And I'd be like, what are you talking
in
about?
Basketball?
Yeah.
You don't have time.
It's what are you talking about? You're getting back in the game in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Piss yourself.
Yeah, well.
You gotta, sometimes you just have to. I'd never, ever.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah, wheelchair. Strolling out there. Even when I go to the gym to work out, it's that part of my body just shuts down. I don't have to use the restroom.
And there's some people that are.
But now when I wrap up the workout, every time I go home, I have to
absolutely
release.
See, that's the schedule you want to be on.
Release.
Yeah.
There's some of these guys that are dry gagging pre-workout in their
Right.
car on the way there, and then they're gripping the steering wheel like that meme, and then they're like, let me post my workout. Let me work out for 15 minutes, and they go
knock it
home.
out.
And they probably get on their burner on Twitter and say something vile.
Yeah, right. Jared Hill's all football players peeling themselves. Biggest Lamar Jackson poop break legendary. Glimmer Fredette calls him adrenaline poop.
Yeah.
I guess that's a thing. I don't know. For me,
adrenaline dump.
Yeah, it's just never been. There was even games in high school where we ate I ate half a box of pizza before a game. Obviously, yeah.
It's disgusting.
Well, they'd get enough pizza for everybody to partner and split a box of pizza. So I'd eat 4 pieces.
Central was really on that meal plan, huh?
Yeah, it's a whole lot different now.
Yeah.
It's a whole new day and age at Central High School now. I go back and I'm like, we were getting eating half of a Domino's pizza before games, and y'all are getting, planned out, timed out meals.
Oh yeah, we were getting the box combos from
Yeah,
Cane's.
I mean, you just gotta get it going. And so I'd eat 4 pieces of pizza at 4, and the game's at 7, and I'd use the bathroom when I got home from the game at 10 p.m. So
that was my freshman year. That was the first time I got to play because somebody was like, Cane's got him. And I was like, that's terrible.
That sucks.
This is my time to shine.
What a crappy situation for you, buddy.
Barker Brothers.
Take this job. Yeah, Barker Brothers Plumbing. Glimmer Fredette, loose sphincter is a sign he's relaxed. Cason is built different.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah, I guess it does take some things off of his mind. Jules, now that Jordy is gone, can y'all bring back Katie?
Hey, everything's on the table.
Yeah, we're working on some behind-the-scenes type stuff. But yeah, I mean that was a nice little rally poop last night. I doubt Jared Jones actually went in there and took a dump because he had to get back into the game pretty soon. He just had to get a quick piss in.
I mean, I would
knock it out.
Look, he's a senior, right? No, he's a junior.
Junior.
But old enough to have gone to the league, to the big show.
The big show.
This is his last year at LSU. you start to move a little bit differently whenever you're not really concerned.
more
about,
comfortable?
Yeah, like get out the way.
Yeah.
You know, it's he walks the halls a little bit taller than everybody, and he already did that.
Yeah, he already
So
did
I don't
that.
think he's really concerned about anything, to be honest. He wanted to get a hit. I know that.
Yeah.
Because he was.
What,
I
he
need
did-
to find the pre and post for him. You got a hit?
I bet you it was that after the
Mhm.
after the Dookie.
Let's see. I'll find it for you.
Yeah.
This is the real groundbreaking stuff y'all come.
I'll
here
go down the line on some of these other stats. Ethan Fry 3 for 4.
Midweek God.
Daniel Dickinson 2 for 4. Stephen Milam 2 for 4. Jake Brown 1 for 3. LSU out hit Nichols 11-4. Left 15 runners on. Connor Ware 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 0 earned, 1 base on balls, no strikeouts. But Willie Schmidt, come on.
Come on.
We already went through that. Stud. Stanfield turned the lineup over.
Yeah, he continues. I was talking to my buddy about this last night. We were watching the game, and as much as the shift has been talked about, written about,
kills it.
I was like, why don't they just put somebody right there?
Right.
It's unfortunate. It's like the one person, like the one place you can't shift to.
Yes.
Because certainly with his speed, it would be tough. But listen. Don't listen to me, but listen to me right now. But if I'm coaching at Stanfield, I'm doing what Curiel did. I'm moving the left fielder up 50 feet and said, you're not dropping another flop shot in between third base, shortstop, and left field. Like, you could get burned, but it's like he's lobbing a grenade, John Morant style, right to the perfect spot. And if he doesn't do that, he also can, he was gone the opposite way one time I've seen.
Right.
But
It was a big hit, too.
Yeah, but he also can. He has a little flick in the stick. He almost took 1 yard yesterday. Got close.
Yeah, it would be nice to see him get one out.
He was in the not him, but a Chris Stanfield alter was in the mic'd up chat, and he said he was going to go yard yesterday.
So it would have lined up perfectly.
It would have been perfect. I would have believed that was actually him. But there's a world where you move the defense around a little bit, because Stanfield, I need to see his spray chart, because that's got to be a hot zone.
Yeah, no, it's got to be like maroon.
I mean, even outside pitches, he wholly circles me all the way around it. And ends
It's
up
unbelievable.
putting it in a perfect
but
spot.
if they throw it high and inside, he's ripping it down the third base line.
Yeah, and you also have to give Stanfield his props, because I don't know if people saw this amount of production coming. I think they thought it was a nice ad. You kind of saw what he did at Auburn, and it was like, okay, it wasn't
People
somebody
thought it was like a defensive
like a bring him in the 7th, 8th, 9th type deal. And because I don't think, except for Jay, who said this, is like, I don't think people were worried about Stanfield when LSU played. He's like, I was. Like, I think he hit 450 against LSU or something like that. And he's like, that's what got my attention. And he's able to make him big weekend for him going back to Auburn. So that'll be exciting to see, and it'll be interesting to see that they'll definitely know more about him than anybody else. So it'll be interesting to see how they pitch to him. But you can't talk Stanfield without talking Curiel, because it doesn't work without both of them, without Curiel being able to lead off as a freshman at the top of the lineup, and is able to get on base. Last night, draws a walk to keep the streak alive.
34 games straight.
Straight.
Every single game he's played at LSU.
He's standing on that first base.
He's got on that first base.
Or that second base. Or that third base.
That's Christian.
Oh.
Second base?
Stuck on hold. Yeah, I hope so.
Hit a single, steal second.
Don't steal. Yeah, ask for consent.
Jared Hills, my brother, sent me week 1 schedule for college football. Now I'm fiending. It is starting to get to that time where you start itching for it a little bit. Ready to get back to football season. Wolfgang Freud. When I lived in Baltimore, we went to the Preakness horse race. The infield was muddy and a train wreck. The drunk kids pushed over a whole row of Porta-Johns over, and people got trapped. It's a very common occurrence, I'm telling you. People flip porta potties often. And so that's why it's bold to have one chilling there for the players, because you never know what happens. Begas wants to do a cooking segment. He wants to rotisserie Christian. And he said, wait, Christian might not have enough meat on his
stuffed
bones.
me before?
Oh, my God.
But that was funny. Come on.
We do have a line out on a little cooking segment. It'll probably be for the watch party, but we do have
working on some content.
Working on a little bit of content. The great
Fill me in.
Fill you up? Oh.
Why didn't it work?
That's awesome. You just saw, dude. Yeah, we're working on a little cooking deal. We used to do the Foodie Fridays every Friday, but it might be a nice little layer to the watch parties to add a little cooking type segment.
Biggest really wants to cook you.
Yeah, Biggest really wants to rotisserie
Dead
Christian.
serious.
I'm dead serious. Biggest had a rough day yesterday. He said yesterday ended up cloning him.
Oh no.
So that's sad to hear, Biggest. I'm sorry. But LSU baseball this weekend, Auburn. Chris Stanfield returns home. Christian will be back at football practice tomorrow morning. He better be getting all the clips. Andrew Messina bring back the cooking cursing couple.
Oh.
I don't know about that. The cursing couple. They were. I'd tell you what, they could cook.
They took advantage of the. What if you told them it was YouTube?
Yeah. No. FCC guidelines.
Yeah, they let it fly. I was a fan. Butter's your friend.
Butter. Yeah, they loved butter and kettlebells.
Yep.
They could cook. I tell you what, they could cook. Like I remember, I have pictures sometimes pop up on like memories of me taking pictures of the food they made, and it brought back some good memories because they made some good stuff. George Ray, when's the last time you guys talked to Stewie? It has been a while since I've.
Yeah, we do need to check back in on old Stewart.
We need to check in on him.
You know he'll be when football is here.
Oh my
here,
gosh!
God, he'll be,
hear from him every day.
Yeah, we'll have Mondays with Stewie
every day. He's active on the social medias. He's always liking and retweeting and getting in on the action of the things getting put out.
His schedule might be weird though too. Like he might not be up right now. Like he might
yeah, I mean, baseball season might be a tough time for the SEC network
because he used to hop in the chat early on. Like
yeah, well during football season he's active. He loves the football season. That's his jam.
That's his jam.
Speaking
of, I guess this arm length with Will Campbell really went down the went by the wayside.
Yeah, people just kind of.
Will Campbell is now currently the betting favorite to be the first offensive lineman selected in this month's NFL draft. DraftKings listed Campbell's odds at minus 195 to be the first offensive lineman taken, followed by Armand Membu of Missouri at 150. What happened to Kelvin Banks?
He has dropped.
What
He's
did he
now
do?
The third. I have no idea.
Gas mask?
No gas mask. But yeah, he is. He was at one point the top lineman in the draft, or considered the top lineman in the draft. I don't think he was ever should have been rated over Campbell. But he has now dropped to the third lineman. I guess the testing numbers and things like that haven't been the most impressive. But Will Campbell, we've been saying it, and we've all known it as LSU people, is one of the best football players in the draft, and he should most definitely be the number one player off the board. And his arm length doesn't really have anything to do with that.
You think he's a Patriot?
I would be surprised if he drops past the Patriots, and whether they trade back or not. I think if he's on the board, even if they still have the fourth pick, I think he's a Patriot. I mean, if you can go back-to-back drafts of getting your franchise quarterback and franchise tackle, that's a good spot to be in.
That's Patriots.com, even without Belichick. That's kind of how it usually works out for
right.
him.
I mean, that would be pretty ideal if you're a Patriot fan. And I just think if Vrabel had a one-on-one meeting with Will Campbell, they would just
zen it up.
I mean, your dad's name is Bull?
Yeah.
Sold.
Get him here
Patriot,
too,
buddy.
Get him here too.
Can your dad play? Is he still good to go?
But we will have Nick Underhill at 8:30, who did his mock draft.
He did.
And
he did.
He's live streamed it, which content's content.
Yeah.
But we might have been a little early on our mock draft, as it was 2 months ago we did.
Yeah, we did the mock draft. I think it was day one of us
doing
of us taking over. Me and you were babysitting one night and did a mock draft on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And then we brought it in the next morning and did it all over again.
Yeah, and the same kind of thing happened.
Yeah. Should we do one right now before we get Nick on?
Yeah, we could run through it.
do a quick mock draft.
Which one did we use? It was a good one.
Will the Saints draft Shedeur Sanders? I hope so. All this talk about it, Christian, you're more of a Saints guy. Are you in on the draft? Are you in on the Shedeur Sanders selection?
Obviously, but I don't think it's likely. I mean, Nick is, I think, most of our most trusted guy to go to for Saints news, and he said it's very unlikely.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't read too much into that. I would read more into the boring positions.
Who would you
whatever
take
that might
then?
Be.
At
Honestly,
9.
I haven't looked at it. I would say a wide receiver.
Okay.
An offensive lineman. I know everyone hates that, but I just would get that firmed up. And then, I know a lot of people would not like Jackson Dart, but I don't know.
You're in on the Dart?
I would not mind it.
Wow.
I think he's better than Rattler was at this point.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, I would take the upgrade. I mean, I don't know what else. This pick is so unimportant. I feel like it's the 9th pick. I mean, it's
a tough pick. That's for sure. So we'll be the Saints.
I think your later rounds are going to be important.
All right, we'll be the Saints. We're doing all 7 rounds. Let's do it.
No, we're gonna do 4.
All 7. Let's go.
Enter the draft room.
Let's enter the draft room. All right.
Does it just start automatically?
Does it give you a button to click to start draft?
Let me see.
So we have 9, 40, 71, 93, 112, 131. Sydir is number 4 on the big board. See if he drops or if it's...
Does that say start draft?
Where?
The draft will be starting soon.
Oh.
Let's get this road on the show,
Yeah,
boys.
let's get this road on the show now. The draft will start soon.
Trading back with
Penn Jones would take Dart over Sanders. Okay.
All of the conjecture coming out around like Sydir to New Orleans is very real.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara was at practice the other day.
He was.
Just chilling.
I saw the one picture of I think it was like this New Orleans ambulance.
Oh, look, start.
Behind
it had start at the top.
I figured.
Yep.
Did you see the tweet Bappa put out about his new background picture, and it was Sydir in front of like a New Orleans ambulance? Oh man,
It's a good picture.
Yeah.
My favorite was I ended up actually commenting on it, or replying to it from next to where the logo is at the top. It's orange. I think it just says start.
We'd have been sitting here for hours.
I just ended up laughing at it because he said, what did he say?
Trade
Don't
offer.
Edge me, just give it to me, he said. Trade offer, 17, third rounder. No, I wouldn't trade all the way back to 17. Sorry, Bengals. We have 3. We have 3 offers. Let's see what the other.
Oh, okay. Yeah. First, second, and fifth, and
I would
seventh.
trade back the 10.
Yeah, wait, that's a very good. Whoa, that's really good. We'll take that.
Look at the good Lord.
Lord have mercy,
Nah,
Las Vegas. They like somebody. Wait, who's on the board? Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter dropped again. I would take this one because we can still get one of those two. Hunter or Carter.
Yeah, we'll take.
I mean, I guess they really want Travis Hunter. They want Carter that much.
They took
really.
Abdul Carter. We can get Travis Hunter.
We were gonna
Did
take
he
Travis
fall to us
Hunter anyway.
again?
Yeah.
This happens every time.
Well, I don't want any of these.
We're trying to be realistic here.
Yeah, should we just not take him?
You take Will Campbell?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's still going to be on the board when the Saints pick, but
Genty would.
Genty would be. Go scroll down. Who else is still on
Tyler
the board?
Warren.
I'd imagine Jackson Dart's
Tyler
not far
Warren's
down.
still on the board.
Was Sydir taken?
Yeah, Sydir was picked.
Where did Sydir go?
Probably like second or third.
So yeah, Dart's the next QB at 27.
Ooh, Will Howard, yes.
Sydir went to the Giants.
Yeah, good to see it.
So Mimbo ends up being the first offensive lineman off the board. Banks goes second. Yeah, I guess take Will.
We're running out of time. Then we have to lose
Glimmer's
my pick.
questioning our software. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. We didn't take Travis Hunter because it's too unrealistic.
It doesn't seem updated. Like this was happening 2 months ago.
Oh, it's updated.
I mean, if it's got Jackson Dart at 27, it's updated.
Yeah.
Back-to-back picks. Nah, let's draft.
Reject you.
Mason Taylor.
Second, fourth.
We don't want futures. Tyler Booker.
All right, let's do what the Saints would do. The North Dakota State guy.
That's true. Offensive lineman
And two
Graves and
offensive line.
Bell.
No, they would take the edge rusher from Boston College.
I think I've heard his name kind of floated around too.
Yeah, they would take the guy's name you can't say.
Nick Scourton.
Jalen Milroe.
Jalen Milroe.
God, they would take Milroe, wouldn't they?
See if he's available. He is. First on the board.
No, they wouldn't. He's too fun.
Mason Taylor?
We can't go back-to-back LSU guys, huh?
And you're... How far down is he?
I mean, he's right where you should take him.
He's 50.
It's the 50th.
We're
We're in the
40 and
40th. We have
41.
back-to-back picks.
Okay.
You need a lineman.
Frick.
We just
Yep.
got one.
You got a lineman.
You need an edge guy.
So yeah, an edge would be the next pick to me.
This would be great to do with Nick.
He did it yesterday, so we're just going to talk about it.
Okay.
We're just getting ourselves... Oh, Jack Sawyer. Braden Swinson.
It would probably be... I would take Scorton, but it would probably be I think the Boston College guy is actually pretty good.
Let's draft him.
Let's take him.
Oh, we can move back? No.
Move back. No.
I wonder if this is how it actually goes.
You just get calls every time. All right, let's go to all.
We're taking Mason
tight
Taylor.
end, yeah.
Not letting him slip. B-plus
B+,
pick. It used to be
whatever,
an
whatever.
A-plus pick.
I can't imagine 3 teams are calling every time. Maybe 1 or 2.
We have no clue. We'll never know.
Yeah, no idea. No, too many futures. Don't care about those. 4, 6, no.
Steelers trying to build around Rodgers.
Raj.
Actually, that was a decent trade.
Harold Fannin, damn it.
He's still
Took
there.
that tight end.
And Gunnar Helm.
Jaden Higgins.
Jaden Higgins.
You do need a wide receiver.
Yep.
Let's check out who's over here.
What's Jaden Higgins?
Jack Besh.
Wouldn't hate it. At 70, 67.
Don't take it. Xavier Restrepo. Isn't that the guy that ran like a 4.8?
Yeah.
I feel like the guy from Stanford's actually pretty good.
Nick Nash is good.
Yep.
Jaden Higgins, 6'4", 215.
What do you run?
Really don't have that. 40 dime. 4.47. But he's a big receiver though. He's 6'4".
Do the
I don't know. I like that.
6'2", 210. The guy from Stanford. Let me see his draft and combine profile.
D tackle? What do we want at D tackle? Shamar Turner.
Dude, this guy's athletic. 4'7", 39 inches on vert.
Who?
Take him.
Jaden Higgins? Love it. A-plus pick. GM Cali.
The guy from Stanford ran a 4.44.
So we did
38 and a half, 10.7 broad jump.
Yes, we got the more athletic guy. What was his weight?
6'2", 206.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of like the same.
Now we need to go D-line.
D tackle, yep.
Wasn't Iowa State undefeated for a lot of the year this year?
Until they weren't. And then they won a national. Oh, we got to go we got to go JJ.
But we can wait on him because he's 140, 141. We're at pick 93.
Slap in the face. If you thought Taysom Hill was a dual threat.
I don't really know many. I don't really know
No,
these
of
guys.
course not. Why would you?
I don't know these guys.
Zai.
Oh, Denzel Burke.
Yeah, I think he's a stud.
Yeah, he's good. Take him.
Love
Ohio State corner.
Yeah, it would be fitting, wouldn't it?
Who was that corner that busted so bad for the Lions from Ohio State? What was his name?
Oh, you're talking about
not Olave.
Jeff Okudah.
Okudah, that's it.
They took him early.
Yeah, I think it was a 3rd pick. So now we go D tackle.
Great name.
That's offensive line. Jared Wilson.
It's tough to drive in New Orleans.
Dylan Sampson.
Chris
stud.
Paul Jr.
Kyle Kennard.
We got our wide receiver, got our corner, tight end, edge.
Luke Kennard, you want a shooter?
Chris Paul Jr. still on the board. Crazy.
I feel like the picks left would have to be defensive back and defensive tackle.
What pick are we?
This is
112. Do we roll the dice on JJ?
You like Puegas?
I mean, this guy's still sitting here at 83. I don't know much about him.
Yeah,
I've heard Deion Walker.
Which one are you looking up?
I'm Omar Norman.
Okay, I'll look up Deion Walker. Let's look at these draft profiles.
I wish you could click on them and they would tell you something.
Yeah, that would be cool if you could get their draft profile. Defend your pick.
To who am I talking to?
Who am I defending it to? Am I being judged? Judge, jury, and executioner. Let's see.
You can star him.
25-inch vertical jump, 8'8" broad jump.
I need size. I need to know.
6'7", 331, 34 1/4 arms, 10 5/8 hands. He's the 5th ranked DT on production, the 37th ranked DT on athleticism. That brings him to the 13th overall ranked defensive tackle. Deion Walker is. What's the other guy's name? Did you pull him up?
Yeah, Omar Norman Lott, a bit of a smaller guy, 6'2", 291. I don't know arm and hand size.
Let's go six. Let's go with the 6'7" guy.
Vert jump.
31 and a half.
31 and a half. But he's 6'2", He's 6'2", 291. Like he's a bigger guy, or he's a smaller guy. Smaller guy.
I want the 6'7" monster.
Take him.
Take Deion. Deion.
And then we're gonna go to linebacker.
You don't want to go DB?
We need a backer.
Oh, we need Chris Paul Jr. I think you got taken now. Damn it.
He's still there.
No, he's still there. Chris Paul Jr. 's still there.
Look him up.
Right there, 102.
Boom. Got your pick.
Got your guy. You don't want Stutzman?
No, I do not want Stutzman.
There's the draft.
Well, get out of here.
Well, we already know. No free advertising. Travis Hunter at 11. Yeah, no shot. Impossible.
He'll probably go to the Giants.
He'll be one of the first 3 picks.
Yeah. I don't.
Wow, Hunter Hall just did the athletic connections on his own.
I know, without us.
Are you kidding me?
Don't you come in here and spoil it.
Yeah, don't you ruin it, brother.
Yeah, I don't want Stutzman. I don't want Stutzman.
It's like if you started ruining Below Deck. I think I'm going to start watching it just because of you.
I'm going to watch that. Yeah, guess what? It sinks in the end. Oh, I did forget we signed Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll set up Nick Underhill. Join us, talk Saints, NFL draft, all of it right here at 8:30 this morning to close it out.
Click Here Digital, the home of the Jordy Culotta Show. Online at clickheredigital.com. If you're looking to set Google ads, set social media campaigns, learn about SEO, display video, or even creative, Click Here Digital has the answer for you. Online at clickheredigital.com or email me directly, Jordy at clickheredigital.com.
Family calls family. That saying resonates even more as your family grows. And we can't seem to stop growing. Meet the newest member of the Get Gordon family, Penny's cousin Rosie. Rosie already knows, the larger your family, the more people you have to lift you up during trying times. Just like at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, we've grown to over 200 team members with over 50 local attorneys. So whether you pick Penny, employ Ellie, roll with Rosie, or Get Gordon, we want to be your lawyers for life.
Your lawyers for life.
Phil's Oyster Bar, a staple of South Louisiana since 1945, located in Southdown Shopping Center and online at philsoysterbar.com. If you log online, you can learn about the private party schedule, the catering menu, and even order online. Daily lunch specials Monday through Friday. Learn about the history when Gus Piazza took it over in the early 70s, made it an absolute stop-in for everyone who came through Baton Rouge, and now Anthony, his son, carrying on the tradition. Phil's Oyster Bar, Southdown Shopping Center, and online, philsoysterbar.com.
It's rare to find someone you can count on when it's go time. It's even more rare to find someone you can count on, well, all the time. At Sunshine, we're proud to offer the John Deere equipment you need and the team can defend on and off the field. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
All right, welcome back here as we are approaching 8:30 this morning, closing out hour number 2. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football.
Waiting for him to hop in.
Joining us this morning. Waiting for him to get into hop in here to talk some Saints football with us. Get ready for the NFL draft, which I think will be occurring in about 2 weeks, if I'm not incorrect.
April.
It's the end of April usually. It's
25th.
like the 20-somethings. So the 25th. The 25th of April, so between 2-3 weeks away, getting ready for the NFL draft. There's been a lot of talk with the Saints and Sydir Sanders.
24th.
The 24th of April. A lot of talk about Sydir Sanders. We'll touch on that. If y'all have any questions for Nick, make sure to get them in the chat. Begus is agreeing with Hunter Hall that Below Deck is unfortunately fire. Hunter Hall wants to do a Below Deck watch party.
Our Begus bites Christian. Chop him up and serve him.
Biggest bites. He's seizing or cloning the day. But yeah, we'll have Nick Underhill here with us shortly to talk about the Saints, the leader of New Orleans Football, as he did a little mock draft exercise himself.
I think he did his on PFF.
Yes, that's what I've always used. But
I like our little website.
I like our little website. It always gives us Travis Hunter, so can't be mad at it. Can't hate on it. It's giving you the Heisman.
Maybe the best player in the draft.
Right. The Heisman winner's falling into your lap.
Abdul Carter would
9.
be, if that happened at 9, that would be insane.
That would be unbelievable.
And
talk about a steal.
And you would get absolutely beat to a pulp if you traded out of that pick with Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter on the board.
Who would you take? Which one would you? I feel like trading back makes it easier of saying.
Yeah.
I'm not picking between the two.
Somebody else do this for me.
Somebody else make this decision. I don't want to make it.
I feel like it would be, you get your heir apparent to Cam Jordan with Abdul Carter. He gets to have a year with Cam Jordan, kind of learn the system, learn everything.
Yeah, but you draft Travis Hunter, you get
2 players.
2 players for the price of one.
Yeah.
You need a corner and a wide receiver? Whoa. Solve that problem with 1 pick. Come on.
Because I would not shy away from paying him both ways. Like, if just selfishly, like if you have somebody that wants to do it, can do it, and like you're not forcing him to. Like, let's experiment a little bit. I don't know which one he would get. Like, if you had to go 60-40 one way, I don't know what it would be. But
I think he would be
probably wide receiver's easier.
Yeah, but I would think corner is
more needed.
And like, to me, corner's where he really separates himself. Like, a wide receiver, there's a lot of, and not saying that he's just like everybody else, but you got plenty of wide receivers that come out in each draft. If you can go get a corner that's as skilled and as talented as he is, it would be hard to play him both ways when he can just really be that lockdown corner for you. Fon's about to do his own draft. Fonz, let us know who you take with pick 9. Brian Burgess is asking what's below deck. Hunter Hall, I'll let you fill him in because I really don't know what it is. I just know that you're a big fan of it and you knew all the additions. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what the Saints end up doing with pick 9 because they're going to have a lot of options. Like, will they go offensive line? There will be offensive linemen available. There could potentially be Mason Graham available, but I saw a little clip of Dennis Allen and his Bears gear talking about him being the top guy on their board. So he likely, won't be there. I think Will Johnson was named. That was thrown up at one point. T-Mac from Arizona was obviously the hottest name to start. I feel like that's kind of simmered down a tad bit because quarterback has really been the discussion for the Saints as who they'll take to be their signal caller. And to me, where I'm at with the Saints is take a quarterback. If you can get Sydir Sanders, trade up and get Sydir Sanders. I don't expect him to drop to 9. But if he does take him, I don't know if I want to stretch on Jackson Dart, but I would take Dart before I took Milroe. But I really think another thing you could do is just stay pat till next season because next year's draft is going to be loaded with quarterbacks. The crop of QBs will be much increased next season as compared to this draft class. So we'll see what the Saints end up doing because it will be something to keep an eye on, because this is a big moment for Kellen Moore and his staff as they're getting their time started here in New Orleans. Lloyd, what's your opinion on padding the football?
Hold on, I'm working with Nick. He's got the blue screen over there. I've never seen that before.
Christian, what
I've
is
seen
your
it
opinion
before.
on padding the football? A patter? Tom Brady pat? Yep.
Drew Brees was famously a patter.
I don't understand the problem with padding.
I think it's not ideal, but I don't think
I'm for
a
it.
good quarterback.
If you've got a quick release,
Yeah.
or a strong arm, pat the ball as many times as you want.
I think the issue with it is like it throws off timing a little bit. But
Yeah.
At the same time, it can help your timing. Like I saw a video the other day of Drew Brees like.
He would pat
like a mixtape of him patting the football and delivering strikes down the field. So
I've got no problem batting it.
Me neither.
Lloyd's handling the production over there, getting
If
Nick
that's
ready.
really what we're looking at, then we're just picking things that don't really
Fonz
matter.
took Tyler Booker, the offensive guard from Bama, with his pick. Interesting. We've got Nick.
Nick, we got you?
Yep. All right.
Perfect.
Well, good morning. Thank you for joining us. We have Nick Underhill from NewOrleans.football joining us to talk about the Saints. Nick, how are you?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. We'll start it off with the hottest topic around the Saints right now. All over social media, everywhere, everybody's talking about it. Shedeur Sanders is the talk of the town right now on social media about who the Saints, who people want the Saints to take. What is the likeliness of that actually happening?
At pick 9, I don't think it's great. I mean, he's not. I like him. I like him as a player. I'd like him better closer to their pick at 40 than I would at pick 9. I think he's very clearly the second or third quarterback in a weak quarterback class, and picking that guy at 9. I mean, just the value's tough. I think it's going to be hard to justify that value. And I think the thing that I will point out about him, and the thing that probably makes me most nervous about him, is that we're having this conversation, and the conversation is, if Cleveland, who has Kenny Pickett as their starting quarterback right now, passes on him, and if the Giants, who have Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback, pass on him, that alone gives me a little bit of a shiver.
Yeah.
But then it's okay if he gets past 2 and 3, and then he gets past 9, he might go to 21, and if he doesn't go to 21, he's going in the second round. And it's like, whoa, when is the last time like QB2 in any class has been like, that's been the conversation around him? I mean, that's tough. I mean, I think he's a guy that most teams probably have graded in the second round. I've talked to a bunch of teams, and they all feel he's a second round guy. Now, granted, quarterbacks typically get drafted way higher than where you have them graded. But I mean, I guess the point is that I don't feel like he's a sure thing. I think he's incredibly smart when you watch him play. I think he sees the field incredibly well. I think he's insanely accurate. I think he has really good decision making most of the time. I don't see an elite arm, and I don't see a guy with a lot of juice in his legs. And the fact is, in 2025, like, having a quarterback that's got to play from the pocket is a very, very tough way to win games. I mean, Jared Goff does it behind the best line in the league, but I mean, I would say 20 of the quarterbacks in the league that have success are guys that can, move around a little bit. And you'll find plays where Shedeur's, making plays out of the pocket and all that. Like, he can definitely do it, but I wouldn't paint it as his, his strength, where, I think if you're making a top 10 pick for a quarterback and you want to enhance the odds of success, like, they're going to have that ability, and that's going to be something that's at the top of their scouting report. And that, like, just for me, that would be the type of quarterback I want in this era of football. If you're taking someone that can't do that, I feel like you're compromising a little bit. And to me, that's a later first round pick, second round pick. So look, I mean, if he's actually sitting there at 9, I don't know. People don't typically tell you exactly who they draft and what they're going to do. I would be a little bit surprised by it, just from watching it and seeing what he can do. But I mean, obviously, if they selected that player, outside of the whole value conversation, I mean, I'd be excited to watch it and see what happens. I think it brings some juice to the team. But if it doesn't work, I mean, the juice goes away kind of quick. But I think he'll be a decent NFL quarterback. I just don't, I'm blown away by some of the stuff Cam Ward can do. I think, Tyler Shuck has like an amazing arm and ability to run. He's just 45 years old. Sydir has some things that I think, you got to make sure you got a plan to put him in a position to succeed. I think a lot of the stuff we talk about with like, hey, you got to have a good line, good receiver. Like, I think you need those same things. And, again, top 10, I want to be able to draft a guy that kind of elevates everyone a little bit more. And you're winning because of him. And I feel like Sydir's more of a high level win with quarterback.
And I guess it would give you a sense of direction of what the Saints are trying to do, right? If they take a quarterback, if Sydir falls in your lap at 9, starting with a new regime, a new head coach that's very heavily offensively driven, I think that would be like, oh, it's a chance to get your guy, but I don't want them to feel like they have to take him just because he's there. If they are going quarterback, and it feels like, I don't know if this is a smokescreen or not, but it feels like it's everywhere all of a sudden. But when you think about Kellen Moore's history and what he had at the Philadelphia Eagles, you've obviously seen Jalen Milroe's name pop up quite a bit. Is that somebody that obviously fits some of the billing that you're talking about? Mobile guy, has a little bit of Jalen Hurts in him, I would imagine. Is that a direction you could see them going? Maybe not in the first, but if you have the potential at 9 to trade back, which the Saints never do, and Sydir's there, that could be an option, maybe?
I could see Milroe in like the 3rd or 4th round, maybe. I mean, I think if you like, you're looking at these guys, I think it's Ward, Sydir, Shuck, Dart. I think those are probably the first ones that kind of come off. I don't see Milroe in that first round, second round mix, really, not early second round at least. So I mean, if he's there, yeah. I mean, if you like him as a developmental player, I would be all for that. Like, he does all the other stuff well. It's the quarterback part of it that I think needs some development. But if you got a good coaching staff, you can bring him in and develop him. I would be all for that. I'm all for any project, that you're taking 3rd, 4th round. I'm with swinging the bat on anybody in that range. If you see anything that you think you can develop, and if you miss, you miss. Like, I'm good with that. I'm just a little bit scared. I'm scared in the top 10. Like, if you miss at a top 10 quarterback, I think you're setting yourself back like 2 years, at least, like, because you're riding with them the first year and the second year, and then your regime's off to a really bad start. You miss the opportunity to get another player. I mean, I like Sydir a lot if you could trade back into the end of the first round. And it's just, if you're missing out on a premium talent and missing on that pick, it scares me. And I just don't see can't miss with them. And I hate the way this conversation is going, because I feel like I'm the guy like screaming against him, and I'm not. Like, I think I think there's a lot of stuff I like about him, and there's a lot of stuff that I would be really excited about getting him into the building. But it just isn't, like, just at 9, I'm like, man, like, this is not a guy that I would watch any other year and be like, this is an absolute top 10 pick. You have to get this guy. He's like falling in these like mocks, and it kind of makes you feel a little bit scared. And Lloyd, I think you made a good point. Like, the thing about drafting you don't want to draft one because you have to draft one. You want to draft one because you want to draft one. And you don't want to be sitting there and being like, damn, we have to take this quarterback because he's available at the 9th pick. I feel like that's how huge mistakes get made. So if they're taking him at 9, I hope they're taking him at 9 with the like, oh my God, we're the luckiest people in the world, and these other teams are all dumb as hell. Like, that's really what I want it to feel like. And I don't get the sense that that's how people view him right now. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of smart people that, you talk to people and like, look, and that's almost what's an oxymoron, because like people miss on quarterback drafting all the time. So like, you're going to the people, you're going to the people that miss and get these evaluations wrong every single year and draft the wrong guys every year for their opinion. So maybe they're the the dummies in the room, and I'm listening to the dummies. Like, I don't know, but I would just I would feel better about him at 20 than if the Steelers get him at 21, like, that's okay. That feels like the right range. At 9, it just feels a little rich.
It does feel like a bit of a reach, especially with everything considering with the current situation. Because if the Saints do go quarterback at 9, I think that sends a very telling message to your starting quarterback at the moment. But if they don't, where do you see them leaning? Because it is getting to nut cutting time for the draft. We have to, as much conjecture as there's been, do you have anything kind of circled around of not what you expect, but what you think the Saints need at 9 if they stay pat?
Yeah, I mean, well, look, if you draft Sydir at 9, I mean, yeah, definitely, it's the Sydir anyway. Like, if you draft any quarterback in like the first, early second, that's a signal that is, if you go at 9 or 40, or you trade up to get one somewhere, like that's the end of there. Like that's you're a lame duck. You're out of here. Like maybe you even look at. I would assume you probably go a year and you don't want to make a move, but I mean, I assume you're answering the phone then about the possibility of a trade. After the draft, you can do the June 2nd stuff and it changes the cap hit and it will become affordable to trade him at that point. So I would think all options are on the table, even at 40. Like I think at 40, if you draft Chuck, he's 26 years old. I think I think at that point, like you're looking and, is this guy ready? And I think you're answering the phone. The odds of trading him, I think, would be very low. But I think it's definitely a possibility, and you're willing to entertain those calls at that point. Which way they lean though, if they don't go QB, I think it's the same guys I've been saying the whole time. I think it's Genty. I think it's Warren. I'd move Kelvin Banks up into there. I think Will Johnson's probably an option. I think there's a handful of guys that make a lot of sense at that spot at 9.
And outside of 9, when you obviously a lot of the discussions around the first round top 10 pick, what do you see the Saints doing with some of those other picks, like pick 40 and later on in the draft?
Yeah, so 40, I think ideally, the ideal scenario for me is you get a playmaker or a pass rusher or a cornerback at 9. You're sitting at 40. The ideal thing would be like one of these other quarterbacks that you. I think it's hard to love any of the quarterbacks in this class because, like I said, I think it's a weak quarterback class overall. But I think one of these quarterbacks that you like if there's one that you really like, them sitting there at 40 would be great. Barring that, I think if you don't get your corner at 9, which I think you probably won't, I don't see it there. I don't see it there. Like I'm trying to think. Like I could see Will Johnson going there, but again, that's another guy I like a few spots lower. Like maybe you trade back, but I think they probably try to get playmaker at 9, and then at 40, I think you're looking at one of these corners, and there's Amos, and then Siobhan Ravel, the East Carolina guy, really good player. I think you'd be okay with either one of them, and then I think coming into the third round with those picks, the doors. You need running back, you need tight end, you need wide receiver, you need pass rusher, you could use a linebacker, you could use safety. I think your options are wide open. I mean, it's really hard to go through one of these mock drafts and kind of address every position you want to look at going down the board. And, I think one of the best picks they could make, and I think it's a pick everyone would absolutely hate and be disgusted by, I really feel like a tackle at 9. Like if you can get Banks, I think he's going to the Jets, but I think if you can get Banks, it's a good pick. Like you're building out that offensive line. You have your bookend tackles on with Fuaga and Banks there. Penning's in the last year of his contract. Maybe you try to kick him inside the guard. I don't think anybody's ever seen him as a guard, but you could try him at guard for a year. If he can do it, you address that need, and you're kind of set up to go next year. And it would feel disgusting just given how many assets they've put on that line over the years and the fact that they can go back there and do it again. But, I think it's a need, and it's not the biggest need right now. You don't have to get a tackle for this year's team, but I think it would be the best move for the 2026 team, the 2027 team, 28, just building that out and being set there. And, where this team's at, I don't think you should be looking at it through the prism of no, you got to prioritize what's good for 25 over 26. I think you got to be looking more toward the future. And that would be a good pick for the future, especially in a draft where, I feel like there's three real top 10 guys in this draft, maybe 15 total first rounders. And then after that, it flattens out. And in a draft where there isn't a lot of top end talent, taking the tackle and being good there, I think it could be a smart play.
Speaking of mock drafts, we saw you do yours live the other night. How did you think your experience went with the mock draft? We did one right before. We've probably done 4 on the show, and we've had we've had Travis Hunter fall to us at 9 pretty much every time. But how did your experience go doing? Yeah, we were like, oh, of course. We keep taking it. We're like, we'd be a fool not to. But how did your experience go with the PFF mock draft? Because ours on our end has been a crapshoot.
Yeah, there's no way that's gonna happen. But look, we were doing them. when Joel Erickson, we were working at the Advocate, like we kind of, I honestly feel like we were kind of the pioneers of doing the verse mock draft machine stories. Like I really feel like we were. Nobody was doing them then, but like Lattimore kept falling to us in 17, and it was like, this is ridiculous. Like we can't, like we can't take him. Like he's gonna go way higher, and then he fell, and then it was like, wait, this is like the validation for doing it like this, because like wacky stuff happens in the draft all the time, and you never know. I felt like it went okay. I can't remember everybody I got. I know I got Tyler Warren at 9. I like him a lot there. Second round, I think I got my cornerback. I can't remember who my third rounder. Oh, I took Charles Grant, the tackle from William & Mary, really athletic guy. That felt like a Saints pick, small school tackle. Teron just retired this week, so kind of the same mold there. Shout out to him. I can't remember who my other guy was in the third, but yeah, I felt like I came out of it pretty decently. But again, you go through it and you don't get everyone you want. I got Shuck in the fourth. Can't remember who else, but yeah, I mean, you go through it and you feel like, man, I got the playmaker, I got a corner, I got a offensive lineman, but I did not get the pass rusher. I did not get the other safety I want. I did not get, it's just, there's a handful of needs that it's just going to be really hard to address them where you feel like you're walking away from the draft like I got all the answers. Like it's just very hard to feel that way overall. So, it's going to be interesting. I don't see the value in Sydir, but like low key, like I'm hoping for it because I think it would be the most exciting thing for this team, and it's like a boring team overall. Right. And at least for a little while, it would inject a lot of life and it would make a lot of people happy. So I mean, I'm always for that. I just don't like the value.
I'm in the exact same boat. I've talked myself into it because I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, you know what? At least it makes it move a little bit. Where you're like, all right, Sydir Sanders on the Saints, him in the uniform, like the pop that it would get, where you're no longer kind of, I don't want to say laughed at, but a little bit laughed at. It's like, oh, they got something going over there. Kellen Moore, they bring in Sydir. What do you think the impact of having his, I guess, the bravado of his family around, if you have Carr stick around, continue to be the starter, and Sydir learns behind him, but then you obviously have the omnipresent prime lurking in the wind?
Yeah, I think he'd play it cool. I think it'd be cool for the first year. I think they understand what the system would be, and I don't think Deion's gonna undermine him like that. Not at at the beginning. I don't think he's gonna be looking to undermine the team or anything like that. And I don't really see it long term either. I mean, I think he's a football guy, and I think he'll be able to respect football decisions and all that stuff. I mean, it's definitely noisier than it would be in other situations. If they feel like they're being done wrong, I mean, yeah, there's always the possibility of Deion's going to make a comment and it's going to be out there and it's going to be loud. I think there's definitely some inherent like pressure there that wouldn't exist just due to the setup of it. But ultimately, I can't see it being a thing in year one. Like if Sydir's coming to sit and learn for a year, I think they respect that situation. I think just at some point you got to feel like you got a fair shot. And if there was never a fair shot, then I think at that point, you start to hear some noise or whatever. But it's something you got to be aware of, but I don't see it being a huge problem. But here's my biggest thing about why I don't think this is going to happen. If you are legitimately drafting someone, the dad isn't going on TV at a pro day, one of the most famous people in football, in telling the world in a very lightly veiled way, like, oh, the Saints. Like, to me, looks more like a play where, okay, if he doesn't get drafted at 3 and it's not 9, then what happens? Mm-hmm. Like, it could be a free fall. So to me, that felt like Deion playing the agent. Currently, Sydir doesn't have an agent. Like, to me, that's Deion seeing it, knowing what he needs to do, and kind of sending a signal out there to like, okay, someone needs to come up to 8 to get him because the Saints are going to take him. And I think what's going to happen over the next 15 days, that's how far away the draft is, I think. I think anyone, you see the Milroe report comes out, people are linking them to the Saints. When those things come out, I'm telling you as a reporter, like inside baseball type thing here, when those things come out, it's someone trying to make sure that other teams know that this team with the need at the position is looking at this player. So if you want them, you got to get ahead of them. Like, that's what they're trying to get out there. Hey, these are the teams that want them. Here's the signal. Hey, like, go get them. I kind of feel like that's what it is. If the Saints were looking to draft Sydir, I think that it would be, hey, like, keep this quiet. You know, let's not tell everyone we want to draft him. That's hey, they're going to draft him. You better come get him. You know what I mean? Like,
Look over here.
I've just never seen it work like that. I've just never seen it done like that.
You're so right.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're not the number one overall pick. I mean, it was definitely something that caught my eye.
You have the most sensitive quarterback in the league, and you'd be like, whoa, we're taking one. Like, oh, you didn't want to talk to me about it first?
Right.
Like, yeah, that's not how it works. It's definitely this is an agent play. I think you're spot on of, like, let's try to get this thing, like the PR ball rolling on, hey, you got to go up and get my guy, or else he's going to be gone. And
yeah, because like going back to
spot.
it. Yeah, going back to it, it's if it's not 9, we're talking about him dropping 12 spots later. Like, you know, somebody else could jump in there or whatever, but there really isn't another landing spot that anyone can see until Pittsburgh. Maybe Miami takes him to get him behind Tua or something like that, or I guess the Rams could maybe consider coming up or something. But it's tough. It's a tough spot. So I mean, to me, it kind of felt like let's try to make sure he gets in the top 10. And if you're on the outside looking in, and this is the reason why I think like they're all getting mocked. He's getting mocked here by everybody and all that. I think if you're on the outside looking in, it would be it would look crazy for them to not take him at 9 if he's sitting there. Like, they have a lame duck quarterback. You know, not publicly, but like, you know, played his hand to try to get out of here a couple months ago to try to get traded. You kind of know the Saints want to move on. First-year head coach, no way this is the quarterback that he would have handpicked for himself. It seems like a very logical spot to put him. And if you're putting together one of these mock drafts, you know, I've done it myself. Like, you look at the needs, you try to slot people in there. You're trying to find a spot for everybody, trying to see how it fits, and it makes sense. And I'm sure, like, you know, Mel Kiper, all these people that do these things, they're talking to everybody in the league. Like, everybody in the league would probably thinks the Saints are going to take Sydir too, because it makes sense. Like, it's the most sensible spot. So I get why it's happening. I would just be surprised by it. Like, I personally would be surprised by it. You know, but everybody has their bit of info, and draft season, some people are right and some people are wrong, and we're going to find out, and that's kind of what makes it fun.
And you do it all again next year.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate your time this morning and all the insight, of course. Enjoy the continuous draft questions as the date and the clock ticks on. We appreciate you again, and have a great day.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Bob.
Yeah, great stuff there, of course. It is. I do agree with them in the mindset of, if Sydir is there at 9, it would be very hard to pass up on. Like, just from an outside looking in, because
dude, like I said, I was
the
thinking
position
this
you're in
would be awesome.
Yeah, just a complete, like, almost culture shock of bringing joy and excitement and interest and media relativity, like, just being, you know,
great. Like, yeah, you get your personality back.
Right.
He's a fit for sure.
100%.
Oh, I meant to ask him about Alvin going to Colorado's practice, but
Yeah.
Nick kind of crushed
he did
the mock. Did you see his?
Yeah.
Tyler Warren in the first round. Trey Amos, second round pick, corner, Ole Miss. Ole Miss heavy, round 3. Trey Harris, wide receiver. Got a C grade on the round 3 pick of Charles Grant at William & Mary. Took a swing with Tyler, how was he pronouncing it? Tyler Shuck?
Shuck.
And round 4, F grade. But
Really?
round 4,
F grade?
Yeah, round 4 picks it back up. Trevor Etienne in round 4, which I think would be awesome. And then the show has rubbed off on him in all the right ways. Round 6, Emory Jones Jr.
Yes.
Which is shocking if he falls that far to me. And then Culotta Mumfield, round 7, wide receiver out of Pitt.
I tell you what,
that would be a good draft. I would take that.
So Emory Jones, Etienne, Amos, and Harris, I think, are all 4 Louisiana guys. How about that? That would be pretty awesome.
And you get the exciting white.
You do. Mix it in. But, I like that. Begus wants to do a quick what? Let's do our athletic connection, of course.
Yeah.
We do one of these to close out every single show. But, yeah, that was great. That was great stuff from Nick. Outstanding, as per usual. But you can tell he's been asked and reported and prodded, and this Sydir Sanders deal has been probably controlling his life for the last week and a half, because he had everything lined up typed out, ready to go for all those questions we had for him.
Well,
Christian, what would your feelings be about should have wore at 9?
Oh, I'd love it. I'd have a jersey.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I would be.
I'd be hitting the perfect timing all
Bust
day.
out my AP. Perfect timing.
Yeah,
that's another thing that plays in New Orleans.
It would be.
The whole family plays in New Orleans.
Yeah, it would be an all-time pick.
I mean, you'd have to select Shiloh after that, huh?
I would take Shiloh too.
Yeah.
That's the one that's got the real juice to him. Kid's a lunatic, but he's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, no, he is awesome.
Fits.
I do like Nick's draft though. I love all the Louisiana flavor in it. Emory Jones would be a steal that way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a first-round tackle.
Here we go.
Okay. Boulder, Pebble. It's crazy how those things catch your eye early. Augusta, Torrey,
Pebble,
Equestrian,
Bethpage.
There you go.
What are those things?
Golf courses. The Torrey Pines. the
Pebble. I
Beach.
got Pebble and Augusta. I didn't know Torrey and Bethpage.
Let's see.
Hey, y'all wanted to do rock at Boulder and Pebble. That's
Well, I mean, that's why they put
I
them
did
next
the
to each
quick
other, yeah.
shuffle.
Yep. So Stillwater,
Oklahoma.
Boulder, Ames.
Yep.
And Manhattan.
Oh,
Manhattan,
Kansas. Yep.
Ames, Iowa. Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Big 12.
Boulder, Colorado. Come on.
Judo.
Oh, yeah, I see you know your judo well.
Judy Chop. So let's see. So
Do you
archery,
see-
judo,
do you see
sport
that
climbing,
guy
equestrian,
I've
sport
enjoyed a succulent Chinese meal. Get your hands off me, grab my penis. Have you ever seen this?
Yes, I've seen it.
Oh, I see you know your judo well. I don't think that's on here, though.
Yeah, no. I think it'll be archery, judo, equestrian, sport climbing. Those all seem like sports.
Yeah.
Seat
Olympic.
number, row, date, section. That's going to all be things on a ticket.
Ticket time.
Come
There
on.
you go. Oh, I see you know your judo well.
We nailed that. Great job,
We
guys.
haven't
Look
done
at
a
Christian.
Weddle in forever.
We haven't. Pull a Weddle up.
Get one loaded.
Oh, God.
What?
Get one loaded.
Yeah.
Red soda.
Way
cup.
too easy. That's for sure, Biggest. Lloyd, I got to show
I
you.
fill you up.
Biggest is like a legit, like, cook, like chef.
Oh, come on
yeah.
in,
He
Biggest.
just followed me on Instagram. Check this. We'll put it on camera, too.
Oh.
Look at that.
Hold on.
Biggest bites. Check this out. This little number here. We're getting you some free advertising here, Big. Shot me a little DM.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back.
He's cloning on the birds.
He's cloning on the Bergs.
His food's gonna make me clone. Wait till you see
I
this.
mean, look at
Lloyd.
that. I mean, are you gonna clone or what?
Oh, big.
Let's just pick a random one.
It's a steak. It's a burger.
There we
There
go.
it
with
is.
Berg.
He didn't
Biggest
buy this.
bites. Oh, he's doing the toss.
Yeah, come on, brother.
Bring the grill in.
man.
We got some steaks, pork chops.
Look at that. Biggest.
Thank you, Big.
I mean, Lord have mercy.
This is food.
I mean, come on, brother. Biggest. I
Oh.
thought the burger was just your profile picture. No, Biggest is a
Biggest
that
legend.
man lives his raps.
He does. He
That's
does.
awesome.
Gonna
That's
clone.
impressive stuff.
Dude, come to a watch party.
Yeah, no, he's coming in. We're gonna set that up because I'm starving now after looking at
Yeah.
the page. I tell you what, I could eat right now.
That's the way to know his heart.
Wrap it up.
That's through his anus.
Okay. Through my mouth.
Through
Actually.
your mouth, yeah.
There you go. You want to do a Weddle?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to fix your camera.
It's okay. It's all right. Who needs my camera? What are you doing?
Stomach's
My
growling.
stomach just growled too. God, I'm gonna eat so much food when I get out of here.
Ice cream.
What's your breakfast?
My breakfast?
Like you switch it up every day? Because
No,
I'd
dude,
keep it the same
3
every day.
boiled eggs.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Boiled eggs. What the hell's wrong with you?
It's just easy to eat. You just knock them out.
That sounds bad. I've never
You
had
wanna
a
hear my
boiled egg in my
breakfast?
life. There's not a worse
Really?
food on the fucking planet than a boiled egg. It
No,
stinks. It
that's
looks like it
why.
tastes
You know what's worse
awful.
than that? A hard boiled egg.
Yeah, I don't know the difference.
Yeah,
but-
me neither. I just said that.
Yeah, my eggs are hard boiled.
Disgusting.
You peel it, you pop it in your mouth, you chew
Yeah,
it,
do
you
you
take
fuck-
a sip of water,
yeah,
and you
you-
just swallow it.
Fuck up everybody else's
it out.
day.
You might as well just. I've heard you can just take them in raw.
Yeah, well,
Pause.
I would rather you
But
do
you can
that.
just-
You'd rather
You
me
just-
drink a glass of eggs.
Yeah, glass
than
of
eat
eggs.
No,
them-
you just
eat them
crack
boiled.
it open and you
Yeah,
just
drop it in your mouth. Mama burnt
That's
yourself.
better than
You don't
boiled
stink.
eggs.
Yeah, you don't stink up the joint.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't stink.
Oh, it smells terrible.
You
It
brush your
smells
teeth
terrible.
right after.
No, you can't brush the
Yeah.
walls. No, see,
I don't know.
it's so inconvenient.
No, whatever.
And you
then
have
I
to boil them too.
Cheerios came out with a protein Cheerios, and so I do a bowl of those after.
And you mix in some egg in your milk.
No, I don't do that.
My breakfast is
At all.
elite.
Oh yeah.
3 strips of bacon, 4 scrambled eggs with bacon bits in it, like
Where
salad
does this
bacon
food
bits.
go?
Cholula on top, and avocado toast. So fire.
That's a big breakfast. And where does it? You used to have the highest metabolism ever.
And then I down a
eats
protein shake in the day, and then I down a bowl of protein Wheaties cereal, and then I chicken and rice to cap it off.
Breakfast has never been my meal.
It sounds like
It's
it's
more
his
like
coup de
lunch.
grace.
Yeah, this is this guy's deal. Like I prefer a lunch and a dinner. I go all out on lunch and dinner.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast gets tough doing this.
Mine's like a brunch, I would say. Like I'm eating this
Yeah.
at 11.
Yeah, right.
You're not gonna have the money for all of that with the girlfriend. All right, let's pick a
do it.
breakfast-based player name.
Who
Which
gives
is
out
basketball?
pancakes?
Be Dwayne Bacon.
CJ Ham.
CJ Ham. That's a good one. Oh, there we go.
Oh, CJ Ham.
Younger than 31, so around 30. The number is lower. NFC. He's in the NFC. Let's go NFC South. Taller than 5'11", so close to 5'11".
Don't have the position. Taller than 5'11".
How tall is Alvin Kamara? Oh no,
No
Alvin Kamara's
position
a
to running back.
Let's stick with breakfast. Go Trent Williams. He's always giving out
No,
pancakes.
Trent Williams is definitely taller than
5'11".
Or way taller than 5'11".
Yeah, that's
But I
what
like
we need.
what-
And we need the number lower than 30.
Oh, the age. Oh,
The number.
Damn it.
Go Baker Mayfield. Baker. Baking pancakes.
Baker. 29. I hate when you get the age right.
I
That
felt
does-
good about this.
What?
I felt good about that. So it's not the NFC South. It's the East or the.
Yeah, but it's
West.
also the same draft class now as Baker Mayfield, so we can look at it that way. How long has he been in the league?
That was like the 2017 draft.
No, 18.
2018.
2018.
So LSU was good in 2019. So 2018. That's how I like to think of it. If I could wrap my head around it.
We need
But
a
I think
number,
it's
a number lower than 6.
Chris Godwin.
So we need essentially like a wide receiver with a single-digit number.
No, that's the wrong.
in the NFC East.
In the NFC East or West.
What's Slayton?
Hi, it's 86.
There's no 3. Who's number 3 in New York?
Drew Lock. No, he's 2.
Not a quarterback. It's a wide receiver. I've got a
It's
feeling.
definitely a wide receiver.
So NFC East wide receivers. I don't know why.
Or NFC West.
AJ Brown.
He is taller than.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's 6. That's 6. Needs to be lower. It needs to be like number 1 or 2. Shoot. Let's see.
Did they move Debo Samuel already?
Try Devo. That feels good.
Oh!
Holy wow.
Yeah, you're a monster, Lloyd. You're a
right.
monster. You know that?
People forget.
You know you're a monster? You know you're a
Debo
monster?
definitely eats breakfast.
Definitely eats breakfast. Speaking of eating, Devo, little chunk. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9, with the Tingle & Co. podcast show, brought to you by Tingle & Co.
Podcast show.
Every single morning, 7 to 9. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Biggest, great food. Thanks for getting me hungry. Christian, what are you doing?
Cordell. Just wanted to say it.
It's okay.
Oh, get it out there. Say it again, brother.
Cordell.
Say it again.
Cordell music. Cordell, are you still in the chat? Cordell.
Follow him at Instagram.
Cordell.
Cordell?
Is that your girlfriend's name?
That'd be crazy.
Emily?
What do you think
No.
about Cordell if it was?
Gosh.
Cordell. Let's go. It's Emma.
It is Emma.
No. Wrong.
I mean, there's only so many E names.
Wrong.
Emil.
Amy?
That's our mom's name.
Amelia.
Oh, Amelia. Oh, silence. I love it.
Y'all already got it.
Let's go.
Bye.
We'll be back tomorrow morning 7 to 9 with Christian and his girlfriend sitting right here in
Nope.
this chair.
Nope. I'll be at practice.
Christian will be at practice. Whatever.
Love you, Em.